Oh, good evening, and welcome to the Candid Kennel, the only podcast recorded inside a cozy furry cabin where speaking is easy, but barking is better. Come on in, have a drink, and let us furry animals guide you through tonight's topics. I'm your back in action borzoi, Ren,
I'm your aeronautical Aussie chef, Zap.
and joining us in the kennel today is fursuit maker, Aussie fandom favorite, and newly appointed dragon, Skyehigh Studios.
Hey everybody! How are you guys?
Yippee!
Yippee!
I gotta be immediately honest and get my personal biases out the way. I did watch you when I was a kid.
It's fine.
Oh
To be fair,
my
at that point, I
God!
probably was a kid, dude. You're younger than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
No,
like
we're like
1 year.
similar
You're only
ages.
a year
I'm like,
younger than me,
yeah.
so I was a kid too. So it's okay.
Oh my God. Crazy. That's so cool though. Like,
Yeah.
that's so like I don't know. We're kind of OGs.
Yeah. We're eligible for a veterans card.
Yes, we're gonna be verified grey muzzles in a bit, according to
Oh
some
my
people.
god.
A veterinarian's card, if you will.
Hey.
Hey, good one.
Hey.
Hello. How are we doing, my friends? How are we?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I've just settled down at my desk, ready to hang out and record.
Yippee! Well, spoil. Don't. Oh my God! Don't break the magic. No,
Oh my god.
you're in the couch. You're in the
Oh
cabin.
yeah.
It's
Sorry.
fine.
Sorry. Yes,
Don't break the magic.
I'm in the cabin.
Yes. Zap, how you been? Haven't seen.
Oh, tired, busy,
Yeah.
I'm working.
Mood.
Yeah, I feel that. I recently quit my job. Yippee! That's positive.
It's a good thing? Good.
Yes.
Good. I'm glad it's a good
I
thing.
have to preface that. I often have to preface that. It's really funny. I was telling like Zap in our friend group. I was like, "Yeah, I quit my job," and everyone was like, and I was like, positive," and everyone was like, "Oh, hell yeah!"
Yay!
Yeah, no, good. I had been at that bar for like 3 years, and they just changed management, and I was like, "Nope, it's time to get out before it gets worse."
Fair enough. That's how it goes.
Speaking of bars, though, what are we drinking, gang? Zap, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, wait.
Oh,
Oh, give me 1 second.
Oh,
how big is your drink? What?
it says, is there audio that goes along with it?
Oh no.
Oh!
We got that Dr.
That was
Pale
pretty
puff.
good.
Nope.
Damn. That was a full crack.
I had to
My
turn
God.
the compression off so it would get picked up, but yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize that this was an ASMR episode. Oh my God. in a similar vein to Zap's one. Though, stop it. Stop it.
Just tap, 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 tap.
I'm gonna have to lower the volume of that in the edit. Following along from Zap's drink, I'm also drinking a can, but I am drinking what we've come to christen on the podcast as Beppis.
Beppis.
Because we're trying to avoid fake sponsorships here. But I'm drinking vanilla Beppis because anything
Vanilla
coated in vanilla is just better, right?
I mean, vanilla Coke is infinitely
It's
better
the
than
best
like
one.
any.
It's
Yeah, it is the best.
infinitely better. And
I think I tried the mango one once, and it was kind of shit. Honestly,
Oh,
excuse me.
yeah.
That sounds awful.
It's
it was.
bad.
Sounds unpleasant.
I am drinking some of my homemade apple cider.
Yo, wait,
Alcoholic.
you make apple cider?
Yeah, I've been giving it a go, and you know what? This first batch is drinkable, and it doesn't taste as much like jet fuel as when I first bottled it. So that's what's important. I would have opened the bottle like on stream, and I thought about it, but because I carbonate it, there was a risk of it exploding. And
Yeah.
considering the main things that are in this room are like my computer and everything, I
That would
didn't
make
want
good
it to
content
explode.
though.
Yeah, you would have just heard me just like,
The shortest episode of the podcast.
Just me
Most
I
I
killed
guess
some
clickbaitable.
Abness fucking dies.
we killed.
We killed Skyehigh Studios, but no, here I'll do
Not
like I have
clickbait.
the bottle. I'll just be like, there. That's the bottle popping. Except it was a lot louder in the kitchen.
That was good. That was good.
It was a lot
I
louder.
do
in the
love
kitchen.
a good apple cider. We've already told the ginger beer story on the podcast.
Yes, something about that.
Yeah, yeah. We'll tell you about that outside of the podcast.
Sure.
But I don't really have like an apple cider story. I do enjoy it though.
Yeah, this is a pretty dry. It ended up super dry, so it's not very sweet. It reminds me of like a British pub cider.
Yeah,
Where
classic.
it's super dry, a little bit of carbonation.
I
like it.
I
It's
have
not
told
bad.
myself, as someone who has worked in a pub, I have told myself I am never pouring a pint ever again from a tap. Like that is
Fair
that is a internal rule that I have with myself that I'm just simply never going to pour a pint again. And if I do, I
Understandable.
will. If I have to get a job that requires me to pour a pint, I will quit. Um,
What if like you go into like work drinks or something and they have like a keg or whatever
I'll get
with
someone
the
else to do it then. What?
you like then they're like, "Oh my god, Red, you were the ex bartender. Come over here and
Yeah, and I'll be
pour
like,
us
I've done my
some
times.
nice headed pints." I don't know how
And
what
I'll
the fuck.
fully be like, I've done my time.
You can't
You
can't
know,
make me.
you can't make me. But also when you said that like you're like, oh, this first batch is drinkable, like it didn't, doesn't taste like jet fuel. I was like, that's how it felt recording the podcast for the first couple episodes.
It's like
Like
this is
it's like
this is palpable,
yeah, it's palpable, it's
palatable. I can drink
digestible.
this.
Oh my god.
You're gonna feel it in the
Um,
morning though.
Yeah. Homebrew would be like that
there are
too. I
times.
have these little flip top bottles, and each bottle is
Mm.
like 2.5 standard drinks.
Oh my god.
And I can hold my booze, so hopefully I won't be laughing too. I won't be like
Hey,
too
that's part of
silly.
the fun. That's part of the fun.
It is part of the fun.
We'll have to have you back on for. We're thinking of doing a new show where we actually like intentionally get like in
Absolutely
some
fucked.
form inebriated, and have a guest on to explain their topic of choice.
I
It's
see.
like a PowerPoint party, but you're absolutely plastered.
Oh, like you do a presentation, you're like, "Alright, this is shut the fuck up, listen to me.
Yeah,
This is"
exactly,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah,
But
gotcha.
you're
Like it.
plastered or like inebriated while doing it.
Love it.
Um, so we'll have to have you on for that. I
Sounds
wonder what
good.
your special topic would be.
Oh
Hmm.
god. I have many special I know lots of things. I have
Mhm.
approximate knowledge about many things.
Yes, yes. Well, we're gonna be digging into some of your approximate knowledge today.
Oh.
To get our viewers started, just in case they don't know you or want a refresher, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into the fandom, and your like personas?
Like who am I?
Who
Well,
are you?
hello. I am Sky. I have been in the fandom since oh god, I think I was thinking about this before I came on. I think it's since 2013 technically was when I first
Ooh,
started
yeah.
interacting. So 13 years now, which is a horrifying number.
Yeah.
Um This
This is
is my well, this was my main persona, but this is probably the persona I'm most well known for. I have recently gotten a new dragon persona as my main, which we'll probably see later in the show.
yes.
I am mainly known for my fursuit making.
I'll put up some art here.
Yeah, look at this, the dragon.
Whoa,
Yeah, I'm mainly known for my fursuit making and my YouTube channel. Just past 200,000 subs, which is pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that
that's
for a couple months.
crazy.
Which was it happened overnight, and I was seriously like I was like, "Oh, I've got another couple months, maybe I'll do a giveaway or something," and then
What?
I woke up and it was just like, pew, gone. I was like,
Oh
"Oh,
my
never
god.
mind,
How
never
recently was
mind."
that?
It was probably about a couple weeks ago,
Yeah. Wow.
um, but it was actually with the Sky Dragon announcement video that for some reason just went nuts.
People love dragons.
Either that or people love Picari because I put her face in it.
That would
Um
also do it.
that also does it. Yeah, so I'm mainly known for that and for my fursuits and my YouTube, but I've kind of been hanging around and
Mm.
doing stuff locally for a while now. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's me.
I feel that really hard because I've been like a furry artist for like over a decade.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where like people are only taking notice of me now because I'm like being really like actively presentory and I'm like making reels and
Yeah.
filling the algorithms wants. Um and I think it's just strange to be like I've actually been here like a very long time.
I
And
am I
it's
am eternal. You have not
yeah.
I have been here longer than you.
It's like I promise I've probably been here longer than the people who are commenting on my videos.
Exactly.
So that's always been a bit of strange. What actually inspired you to change sonas recently? I was curious about that.
Oh, look, it's been something that's been in the works for a long ass time just
Yeah.
because I made Sky when I was like 13, 14. I remember I was about to change schools. I was transferring from my all Christian girls' school to my
Ah,
liberal gay arts college where
I
people
was gonna
traded
say
real brownies in math
I'm
class.
sure there was nothing that you had to repress at that school. I'm sure it was
Oh no,
fine.
and then I got to my new school and it was like, oh, everybody's gay and also high. Um, but it was a cool. I really liked it. But in that kind of interim between the two
Mm.
schools, I was getting really into cosplay, and then I found furries, and yeah, I made Sky because I kind of went, oh, I'm gonna do this like BuzzFeed. What is your persona quiz? Just just for fun, just for the lols. Just for the
Oh,
Yeah, for
bit,
the bit, for the bit.
the bit.
that's
And I
that's
was
the
like, oh,
best origin story.
and then I was like, "Oh, I wonder what my persona would be," but I guess I have to like, I have to actually make it. I can't
Mm.
just say like, oh, this thing says I'm, a squirrel or some shit. Whatever it is, it's like I'm like, no, I don't think that resonates. So I started
Yeah.
Googling blue wolf with wings. And
Yeah.
then I literally took like a bunch of elements from the designs that popped up and then made them my own. So I didn't
Yeah.
obviously copy somebody's character, but I was like, oh my God,
That's how you
that
start,
character
right?
has freckles. I like that. I'm going to
Yeah.
take that. I think the original Sky design had like a weird tribal marking on like one of her eyes. Like you can see it on Dorito Moomin, the first suit I made. She
Yeah.
has that marking and she had freckles all over her face. And she was like, she didn't have any black on her or anything. But I eventually just pooped out Sky version 1. And then it took about 2.5 years of alterations before I got to this design,
Yeah.
minus the black feet. The only reason these black feet exist is because I got tired of having white fursuit feet that I'd have to
Oh my
clean.
god, that's actually base as hell.
Yeah. So she got
You
black
don't have
feet
to
because I
clean
was just fucking sick
you
of
don't
it.
have to keep
And
cleaning your toe. Yeah, oh my god. Also, we have a joke on the podcast that the that we have a cigarette hate for if you're a blue and orange Folf, because it's the most
specifically blue and like only blue and orange.
because it's the most like it's the most generic persona we could think of.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna out myself and say blue wolves are by far white and blue. Oh yeah, I know that. And Sky is such a common name too.
That
But
yeah, I won't lie. You
yeah,
did hit. I feel like Ren is pretty common too, but not under fursuits. Under
no,
gay people.
yes,
Ren is the gay people name.
At
exactly.
least it's not Sky like Sky to Wolf, spelled Teh Wolf.
Yeah,
Like,
heh,
yeah,
yes,
it's Sky
Towel.
Te Wolf.
Tewolf, Tewolf,
Ooh.
Tewolf. But no, the name Sky actually came. I have a reason for it.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I was little, my best friend and I we did the animal thing, pretend we were animals at
Yes.
school,
Yeah.
but also we were super into playing video games and stuff and reading books. And I think it was a Kennel Club book or something, but there was a
Mm.
character in it called Sky. And my best friend, every time that she would make a like online persona or whatever, she would always use that in her username. And I was like, oh, I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that.
My
So,
turn.
yeah, so when I moved schools and I kind of moved away and we didn't talk as much, I was like, well, fuck it. You know what? You're not here to take it from me this time. So suck egg, that's kind of I
It's
get
mine
called
now.
Sky more than I get called my government name
Yeah.
nowadays.
Me too.
So,
Me
so
too.
exactly. So suck egg. But no, the reason I changed, back to topic, the reason I changed is because I made her when I was 13
Yeah.
and I'm now 27, and I am a very, very different human
Yes.
than I
I
was
feel
back
that very
then.
hard.
Exactly.
I've talked about this before on the pod. I think on literally the first episode, I talked about like my origins,
Mm.
and I had two sonas before Ren. Um, I had Leanie, who was my first ever one, who's a reindeer,
Oh.
and she was very much like me at 14. Had come out to myself, but no one else knew I was trans, but like couldn't say anything.
Aw.
So I just put all my transness into this little reindeer. Um, and like
Aw.
hid her away a little bit. And then I had Shy, who's my saber-toothed tiger, and they were my like mascot throughout my uni.
Mm.
Like when I was doing my illustration degree. And
Cool.
they were like the cool like stoner hippie motherfucker who I was like, damn, they're cool as hell. And then I was
Wow,
like,
they
I
went
got
to
to
art school.
yeah,
Oh
they
my
went to art
god.
school. Exactly. They were my art school signer. Exactly.
Art school stoner.
Exactly. And then and then I left, and I was just like, I need to make a soda that actually is just straight up me. And then
Yeah.
I made my Borzoi because one of my friends said I was long and pretty like a Borzoi,
Ah,
and I was like, oh my god, my brain chemistry has changed.
it is time. It
It's
is time for
time,
the
and
Borzoi era.
that is how my long dog came to be.
Love
And
that.
all her features are basically based on like real features I have, other than a snoot and a tail.
Oh, that's
So
clever.
she's like full true Sona moment.
I love that.
So I really relate to that idea of like, I have changed as a person. My persona needs to
Exactly.
change.
Exactly, but I look the d on it's weird because the dragon part is actually a nod back to me as a kid because I was the weird dragon kid.
Yeah.
I had the dragonology books, I was obsessed with them.
Yes.
I had I think it was called hyperlexia, so you were reading from a really early age. So
Mm.
Oh,
I
that's what I
remember in like
did.
Yeah, the idea behind apparently is like if you don't challenge kids with hyperlexia, that they don't actually develop the brain muscles that they need to learn properly. So then
Because
you hit a
it's too,
wall.
it's like almost too simple.
It's too simple. So
Yeah.
you don't really know, your brain doesn't know what to do when you don't understand,
Damn.
because you understand naturally for like up until whatever year. For me it
Yeah.
was year 9. But I was
Oh
reading like
man.
Aragon and stuff in like year 3 and 4, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So I was convinced at that young age that I was going to find a dragon egg and I was going to hatch a dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Of
was
course you were.
exactly like fuck.
I think you still
But
will.
oh, if only.
Well, I
God.
guess you did, right? You
I
hatched the
did.
dragon.
To me, the dragon
The
was
prophecy
inside
is
me all
fulfilled.
along.
The prophecy is
The
fulfilled.
prophecy has been fulfilled. But now she is a gift. She's a little gift to my inner child, but
Oh,
also I when I'm gonna make her suit, I'm going to try and lean into that more femme, a little bit more adult looking
yeah,
style. I'm
totally.
gonna try and mess around with it. I've gotten a bit closer to what I want with some recent
Mm.
suits, but I'm really gonna be this dragon suit is gonna take me fucking ages because I'm never gonna be happy with it. I am never gonna be happy with it.
We might as well just cover this question real quick. I did
Yeah.
reach out on Instagram for questions for our dear guest,
Yeah,
and
shit.
one of the multiple people asked this question. Dragon suit when?
Dragon suit when?
Dragon suit when?
Dragon suit when I have the fucking time and energy.
Yeah.
Um,
People are hankering for it.
I'm fucking hankering for it too, honestly. Because I have a 3D model of the head base. In fact, I have one like sitting like right in front of
Wow.
me. Like literally, like there's a 3D
Ah,
printed
Oh my god,
model.
ASMR.
Yeah, you can hear it just tapping. I have a tiny expanding foam base. I don't think I'm quite happy with the shape yet. I'm not
Oh,
sure
it's so
yet.
little. Oh my god, tiny,
Yeah, because I was
tiny
testing out a
little
new
baby.
expanding foam base like
Yeah.
mechanic so that if I send the inside, it carves it out automatically so I don't have to do the carving.
We'll definitely get into it. Looks so silly from the inside. Oh my god.
Yeah. But yeah, so dragon suit coming when I have the time.
It's like Tinder photos. It's like how they look online versus how they look in
In
person.
real life, just inside.
just have idea for a segment after this one. If you
Yeah,
guys want to
maybe we've got
live on
we've
air,
got
do a BuzzFeed. What is your persona quiz?
Oh my god.
we've got
Oh
some
my
things we have to get
god.
through first. Oh my god.
I haven't done one of those in
You
years.
neither have I,
I
but
think
that
it.
sounds fun. We could.
That could be
Um,
fun.
something I do want to ask you. You mentioned like the Dragonology books and that
Yes.
sort of stuff. Are there any other like specific like inspirations that you think like got you into the fandom like at a young age?
At the age that I got into the fandom,
Mm.
it was interesting because I didn't find the fandom by the means that a lot of people usually would, like, say warrior cats or, you know, the Lion King or whatever
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
forms of anthropomorphic media. The only reason I found it was because I was super into cosplay at that age,
Yeah.
and I was really into Supernatural at the time,
Oh,
and yeah,
go on.
that formative years. And
Sabe.
I did a Castiel cosplay. I did a femcast at one
No
point.
way! No
I
way!
have photos of it somewhere, but
Oh my god,
I
have
was like,
you said
I
that
want
have
to do
you said that
something.
online before? Is that a hot scoop? Is that a hot Candid scoop?
Me cosplaying as femcast at the ripe old age of 15.
Oh my god.
I have it somewhere. I ran into somebody who's now a furry friend of mine, also cosplaying as femcast, and we took a photo together. And no, we didn't know each other then. And then I remember I was
Wow.
going through my Facebook photos, and I was like, "Wait a fucking minute! I know that motherfucker."
That's crazy.
And I was like, "Wow!" And I sent it to them, and I'm like, "Finn, is this you?" And he was like, "Yeah." Before I transitioned, that was me. And I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god! Oh my fucking god! What are the chances?" But anyway,
Also, I hate that my brain went Finn. I was like, I wonder if they're trans.
yeah, they are. They weren't at the time, but now they are, yes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I wanted to do something that no one had ever done before. So it actually started with articulated wings. So I was
Whoa.
looking into doing that. That was before. I think I was ahead of my time there because people are
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
crazy shit with
totally.
articulated wings now. But I was like, fuck it. You know what? I want to do a hellhound.
Sick.
Because they have it where they look through the glasses and you can actually see the hellhound. It's kind of gory. It looks really fun,
Mm.
and it
Mhm.
would be really cool to pair that with a Dean cosplay or something like that. So I started looking up hellhound cosplay, and I ended up across Beast Cub's work, and they had a
Mm.
hellhound quad suit that they made, and I was like, "Oh, this is really cool. I've never seen a four-legged costume before."
Yeah.
And then I looked at the description And in big capital letters at the top of their description was, "Please note, I am not a furry." And I was like, "What's that?" And then it was all
and
fucking over.
and it was
It was
all
all over
downhill from
from there.
here. It was
'Cause
all
I was
downhill from
yeah.
here.
So I made Sky with the sole purpose of making her as a fursuit. I didn't make her for the
Wow.
sake of having a persona. I made her so I had something to make, rather than,
Huh.
like,
That's so
represent,
cool.
to specifically engage
Yeah.
with the furry community. I did make my own quad suit stilts. That was technically the first thing I ever made, with PVC pipe.
Oh, ow.
I wonder, my dad might still even have them sitting in the shed somewhere. But no, that was kind of how I got into it. So
Mm.
technically Supernatural was my furry awakening, which is a weird thought to have.
That's so
Um
Yeah,
funny.
that's really
yeah,
funny. That's really funny.
that is kind of how I got into it. It wasn't through
Brilliant.
like traditional furry
Brilliant.
media in the same way. Like, of course I
Yeah.
always enjoyed animals and animal movies. I still, pretended to be wolves at,
Yeah, yeah.
that kind of stuff, but none of the usual routes was my entrance into the fandom.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
cool. I think that's well, it's funny that like the next question I was gonna ask is like how fursuit making started, and I guess
There you
Supernatural is the
go.
reason.
It kind of
But
is. After that, I made my first ever suit
yeah,
via, because I was like, "Fuck it, this quad suit thing's too difficult. It's so
quad
hard.
suits are actually like they're top tier, but they're insane.
I need to
Like,
make one." Since it's how I started and I never actually made it,
yeah,
I feel like I need to return to quad suit.
yeah, it's like it'll be like it'll full journey, full circle moment.
Yeah, maybe I need to make like
Yeah,
my warrior cats character or something, or just like a
sick.
quad suit of like my dragon or something like
Yeah.
that. I don't know what I want to do.
Matching Sam and Dean quad suits.
Sam, oh, oh god.
Okay, I do have to ask, what do you think Sam and Dean's personas are?
Ah, fuck. I don't know. They have to be like blokey personas. They'd probably be like a
Yeah.
fucking grizzly bear or some shit.
Well,
Coyote, probably.
I could see
Sam's
that.
a moose.
Oh yeah,
Sam's a
well,
moose.
Moose! Oh my
well, we
god.
got moose and
Sick.
squirrel, but that's the obvious choice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Moose and squirrel. I've seen people draw
Oh, that's
Cass as
brilliant.
like a black cat a lot as well,
Yeah.
like a tuxedo cat.
I'm sure people in the comments will have answers
They
for
will have
that.
opinions.
They'll
Oh,
have
Moose is-
opinions.
Moose is the correct answer for Sam because he just gets called the moose throughout the entire
Yeah,
show.
and
Oh,
I
you
mean,
know
Dean
who I
gets
could
called squirrel.
you know who I could
so-
ask? Oh
Who?
my god. I could ask my girlfriend because my girlfriend has absolutely drawn Sam and Dean as animals.
There you go.
I should absolutely ask Dahlia. I'm sure
Do
she
it.
has she probably has very opinionated opinions about it actually.
Fair enough.
I was gonna ask how long you've been creating and like when did you start selling your work? I think is where we kind of want to go to next.
Well, I can kind of continue chronologically almost,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
once I gave up on the quad suit thing, I made Dorito Moomin, which is the iconic,
Dorito Moomin.
horrific.
I know it. I know it.
People know Dorito Moomin more than they know me, I swear.
That's
But
crazy.
she's crusty and smells of
Do you still have it?
really old hot glue fumes. But I made her, and I didn't like it. But there was the only tutorial out there at the time that I could find was one by a creator called Moon Boots. I
Yeah.
actually found it. It's unlisted now, and I kind of understand why. I think the person who made it was like 13 or something.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I get that. I'm tempted to see if I can reach out and be like, "Hey, can I actually make a video on this, please? I'll censor your face and
try
everything."
and recreate it. You try and like
Yeah, I want to
Create a
use the same
tutorial.
tutorial.
it's
But
like following a 15-year-old
exactly, exactly. Following the first fursuit tutorial I ever followed, but
Yeah.
I didn't like it, and I actually made 2 more before I made my next sky suit, and they
Mm.
were for my little cousins, which they turned out not as horrifying as Dorito Moomin, but they certainly weren't great.
Yeah.
And then after that, I
That's
made
so
my
sweet. Making them feel family members. Oh my
yeah,
god.
because they were little, they were young, like
Yeah.
they would have been
So
like
so
10
they
or
didn't they
something.
weren't tainted by the idea that it was weird yet.
No, no, they were
Yeah.
very, very young. They just liked the
Aw.
idea of the costumes, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Do you want some?" And they were like,
Yippee!
"Yippee! I
That
want to
is
be a
something that is
dog."
something that I try and like remind people nowadays, like that it's that like at its most simplest form, it's like people have been wearing costumes for millennia. Like
Exactly.
it's like
I
it's
always
not that
describe it
big
as
of a
like
deal.
no, I always describe it as like, you remember when you were a kid and you asked your friends, "What animal would you be if you
Yeah.
were an animal?" It's just fucking that, but we just take it to an extreme.
I also have a personal opinion that I think fursuiting is drag, but that's a whole other
Ooh,
conversation we could
that's
have.
an interesting take. I like it.
I would say that at least for me, fursuiting is my form of drag.
I like that. That's a
yeah.
good I've never thought
yeah.
of it that way. That's a really interesting concept, actually.
I know it's
I like
creating
it.
it's creating a character, creating idea, and then embodying them and performing them.
Right.
I don't know. Just my personal thoughts.
Wait until fursuit lip syncing becomes a thing. Then
Oh,
it's
oh
all
my
fucking
god.
over. It's
Well, I
all
guess
over.
you can wait, you can do that on VR chat.
True, but when fursuits do it
Yeah.
eventually, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But no, after that, I did my next iteration of Sky when I used an old, no longer existing Mischief Makers tutorial.
I
They
remember. Oh
had a
my god, I
tutorial.
remember.
Yeah, my patterns that I used to use were based on that entirely,
Yeah.
and a lot of them still are, so in part at least. But I made Sky, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try taking on commissions because why the fuck not? And I took on my first commission for a grand fucking total of $50.
Woo! That's I feel like that feels like a lot when you're a teenager, right?
It does. It felt like
Yeah.
a lot, and then I paid the, like, $150, which is
Yeah,
cheap
and
as
you were
fuck
like,
nowadays,
"Oh,
but I paid the $150 it took to get the fur in from the US and stuff
that
like
is
that. It
cheap
was
as
like
fuck. What
fabric.
the hell?"
I know, right? It was fabric, like, I used good stuff, I just shaved it within a fucking inch of its life, and I fucked it up that way, but, that was, like, only maybe like, after I finished making the Mischief Makers one, and I was like, "I'm
Mm.
happy enough with this." I think it was maybe, like, a couple of months after that 'cause I posted it online and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is getting attention. I'm gonna take on commissions for fucking nothing because
Yeah,
that's how you start." Um,
I remember that.
yeah, and so I was like somebody was like, "Can I commission you?" And I was like, "Yes." And they were like, "How much?" And I was like, $50. And they were like, "Hell yeah. Hell yeah." I've never no, it fucking that suit actually reappeared. I remember somebody sent
That
me an
must be such
email
a
with it.
strange experience.
Yeah, it was awful. It was fucking awful too. It was a ferret. Of all creatures, it was a ferret, which was
Interesting.
not a species I was fucking prepared for, and it didn't look
Mm.
like a ferret, it looked like a dog, because of course it did.
Yeah, of course it
It
did.
was my first fucking commission, like, shit. What do you expect from me
Yeah,
at that age? And then after that, I just took on commissions mainly from friends. A
yeah.
lot of my first couple of commissions were friends. No, don't mind me actually checking to see, like, what the fuck my commissions were after that. Let me go to my own fucking website.
Yeah, that's that I just relate to that a lot, like, as someone who's done, like, furry art for a very long time. The
Mm,
idea that any of my art from, like, pre my degree of, like, when I went really hard into, like, I'm gonna be a professional artist, um, if any of that art resurfaces, I will pretend it's not mine.
just like,
Like,
don't look at me."
I'm like, "No, no." But I will say, actually, I did, I actually did that this week. I have now archived, like made an online archive of all my art from. It dates back to at least 2019. So now I have a huge gallery of over like 200 pieces of my own digital art that is now like in an online gallery, which is very very cool
That's
actually.
super cool,
Like,
I love
I kinda
that.
just decided to, like, be my own archivist. I was like, "You know what? I have a there is history here, and I think it's important to, like, recognize as artists, like, the process in which we go through to get good." I've been playing too much Elden Ring with Zap. I'm like, "Get
Eh,
good."
get good.
But yeah, it's like it's really important for us to, like, see it was weird because I was putting up, like, pieces from, like, before my degree, and I was like weirdly wasn't, like, actually that embarrassed by it. I was like, "Oh, this is such a reminder of how much I am able to do now, I guess."
Yeah,
And I think
exactly.
it's I don't know, I'm actually not here for shitting on old art. I'm here to be like, "Yay, yippee, look at you. This is where you came from."
I sent, the
Yes,
first
I see
commission I
it. Oh my
did
god,
in the
boots.
chat.
I did get a
Boots
little
is the
jump
name.
scared, not gonna lie.
Fair enough, understandable and valid. Boots, they reappeared, like, recently. Somebody sent me an email with them, and they'd colored
Yeah.
in the eyes, like, black with Sharpie.
Whoa. I
Like,
feel like
the
that'd be more of
whites
a jump
too.
scare.
The
More
whites
of
of
a
them
jump
too.
scare.
Yeah, it was. It was really, and the photo they sent me was, like, really dodgy and, like, in a really
Do
poorly
you
lit
I guess
room.
that's an interesting question. I would love to know this because I feel like,
Yeah.
this is something that we don't really talk like, as a fandom, don't really talk about. How do you feel about people modifying their suits after receiving them?
I don't give a fuck. I've got
Yeah.
your money.
Yeah.
Do what
I've
you
got
want
your
with them.
money!
Like, you've already paid me. Like, What like, I'm gonna be more shitty with you if you, like, ask me to make a huge alteration during
Yeah,
it. Like,
yeah,
if there's something that I might be a little shitty if, like, they get it and then immediately alter it because then it's
yeah,
like, dude, you could have fucking just asked me to do that and saved yourself the hours and had a
yeah.
professional do it rather than, like, just fucking do it yourself. But
Mm,
if it's, like, years down the line or whatever and they're like, "Oh, my design's changed and I want this," or like,
yeah.
Sky didn't offer this, so I want to install LEDs in a fan or whatever. Like that,
Mhm.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
God,
totally. I
like
think it like, it reminds me of, like, when you purchase anything, like, you have a right to fuck around with it all you want, you know?
exactly.
I just bring that up because I've there's always gonna be some new form of, like, unnecessary discourse in the fandom because there always
Oh
gonna be.
yeah,
But, for one that I saw recently was, like, people being like, "You shouldn't, change an artist's work after you receive it," and, like, I'm like, I
nah.
feel like most artists are probably just like, "Okay."
If it's digital art, I'd kind of get it
No, no,
because it's
yeah,
like
I'm
that's
talking
kind of
specifically I am
weird.
talking specifically about fursuits.
Yeah, if it's first, I don't give
Yeah,
a fuck. Like, dude,
yeah.
like if you get it like straight away and then immediately make alterations, like then my question is
Yeah, that's,
like,
like, a little bit
okay,
shitty, but
my question after that is like, all right, where did the communication between client and customer fall apart
yeah,
there?
totally.
Because if if they wanted something and they couldn't, their maker couldn't do it, then yeah, okay, sure, that's fine. And I think that you have the right to just do it yourself. And
Yeah.
there has been situations in which I've gone like, I can't do that, or I don't want to do that, or it's too late for me to do that. And you're welcome to either pay me more money or get yourself. You can do it, or you can get a different maker to do it, like, that's fine. But if it's like, I just got this new suit and I'm altering it in a million ways, it's like, bro, just say you didn't like your maker's style.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just
fuck.
I've just seen, like, a lot of, like I've seen comments recently, like, on, like, Instagram or whatever, being like when people were talking about, like, suits being, like, altered or whatever,
Mm.
people were being like, "Oh, like, I loved the original, why did you edit it?" and stuff like that, and I'm like, "Because that's their belongings."
Yeah.
I'm like, "'Cause
And
that belongs to somebody." Like,
I mean, oftentimes, like, that is
yeah,
like because you've bought it from somebody else and it
yeah.
needs to look different. I think
Especially when
that's
it's yeah,
fair.
especially when it comes to, like I think these sort of, comments come from suits that have gone up in, like, the dealer's den or, like,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
pre-made suits, and people are like, "Oh, I really wanted that suit, and then you edited it," and it's this weird, like, thinking that people have a right to something that doesn't belong to them. It's very strange.
Exactly.
It's very
Exactly.
strange.
Art's not as sacred as people think it is. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah, I think,
yeah,
like, the act of creating is sacred, but I think once it's
Yes.
created, it exists, and I think a lot of this I think I've been thinking a lot about this in relation to my music, right? It's
Mm.
like once it's out in the world, it belongs to everyone else. It doesn't belong to me anymore,
Yeah, exactly. I think
and I
that
think
if somebody's
it's
making
a similar
profit off it,
process.
obviously, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But if people are just altering it, then fuck. Like,
Yeah.
just for personal use or whatever.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I'm thankful that my first suit maker has had made like upgrades since, and I'd be like, "Hey, can I just buy the 3D print files for you from you?" And just
Yeah, you did that with your
I
teeth,
got
didn't you?
yeah, I got they weren't making teeth when they made my suit, and then I bought teeth from them later. Like I just bought the
Yeah,
files and printed them
exactly.
myself, and then new eyelids and stuff. I was like, "It's great. I get them
Yeah.
correctly sized,
That's
and
a really
they
cool
fit
way
my
to do it.
first suit."
Yeah,
That's a really cool way to do it,
exactly.
I think. 'Cause that way you still
Yeah.
get to support the original artist.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
yeah, no, that's really cool. I think that leads on quite nicely to, like, the next question I kinda wanna ask you, which is some of the challenges of, like, producing something for the fandom, and especially now, like, that you do it full time, like, what do you think some of the difficulties that come up with, uh, doing that?
Like, in terms of, like, making things or in terms of, like, business running?
However you want to interpret the question, it can be about anything really.
I'll do 2 different answers here because I
Yeah,
have
totally.
kinda do have 2 different answers.
Give us as much info as you want.
Bro, I could talk for hours, like, don't even
Yeah,
get me
why do you
started.
think we asked for you to be on the
Oh
podcast?
my
What's the
god,
point?
you're gonna have so much content to work through. I'm so sorry. You can understand what me editing my own videos is like,
Mm,
which is
mhm.
pain and
It's alright.
suffering.
We're in it together, right?
Hell yeah. Except I'm not editing this. Hooray! I don't have to sit in DaVinci for hours.
I guess it's more so just like I understand what you go through because I edit the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so in terms of like creating suits, especially nowadays, these motherfuckers be popping up out of nowhere with skills that are better than mine after 10 years.
Oh god, I
I
feel
don't
that
like,
so
okay,
hard.
keeping up with that shit is so hard.
Yeah.
Like,
Too many sweats in the fandom, you know.
literally, literally. And like, look, I've seen people who have been at it for longer than me, and I kind of look at my work and I go, "Hmm, this makes me feel better about myself." But sometimes I'll see people who make their first fursuit, and I'm like, Who helped you?
How? Who?
You-
Some
yeah.
you have help. I know you have help because I've
But also,
seen.
like, how did you get the materials? Where did this come from? Like,
Yeah, I mean, we
where
can
did
all
you get the
access
money
the
to pay for this?
materials
Like,
now. That's fine, but it's cheaper than to, make a fursuit than it is to buy it. So that's fine. But
Yeah.
it's like, okay, no. Somebody's helping you. You have a maker friend who's very talented.
yeah, it's like, where did you get
But
the information to do this?
yes,
You're
but
like,
that's
you
that's always
cheated
my fucking
Who's your
somehow.
question.
supplier?
Okay, I'm serious. I have actively asked this question. I've actively gone,
Yeah.
okay, these people who are making god tier suits out of the gate, whose fucking tutorials are you following? And they all go,
Yeah.
you queen. And I'm like, then why the fuck are you better than me, bitch?
I
I'm not
feel
that
the
good.
exact same thing about teaching a friend of mine to paint miniatures. And then I just look
Some
over and
people, man.
I'm like, what the fuck? I was just like, look over, I'm like, how did you blend
Yeah.
the fucking,
Yeah.
those 3 colors perfectly on this wing? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Exactly.
I think, like, just as a comment on kind of like how human learning happens is like the importance of like a good teacher to unlock someone else's skills is actually huge. Like, I even think about that recently when Zap taught me how to play guitar, and it like clicked because I trusted the person who was teaching me. And I think like as much as like it can be like weirdly like imposter syndrome and disheartening to be like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
wow, these people are like, you're viewing your own art in comparison. I think
Mm.
something that would be worth holding on to is the fact that you are a brilliant enough teacher to bring those skills out of somebody else.
Really, it's interesting because sometimes I'll watch my old tutorial videos back and I'm like, oh my god, shut the fuck up. Oh my god, shut up. Past me, because sometimes like that makes no sense. Shut up. But that's good.
If
You
it
make a
works, it
very valid
works.
point, actually. You make a really, really important point. That is actually I haven't actually thought about it that way.
I think it must be the feeling of that a lot of teachers get of like, again, to bring it back to kind of like my degree, like
Oh yeah.
I would often talk to my like tutors about like the work I was doing, and they would earnestly tell me they're like, some of the work you guys create I could not do. And I think that is the burden of the teacher and a
Yeah,
burden
for
of
sure.
the inspiration to
Mm.
accept that there is being surpassed is part of the process.
That's true, I guess. But yeah, that either
It can
way,
be very humbling.
they are my competitors technically.
Yes,
So
and that
that's still definitely a challenge.
from that perspective, like from the less like holistic perspective of like
Yeah.
art is for everybody. Me and my hippie brain is like, wow, what a beautiful
I agree. Art is
blessing
for
it is to be a
everybody and
teacher.
it's super
And then
important. But
a business brain comes in being like, yes, but they're my
God
business
damn it.
competitors.
Yeah, literally.
You need to go back and paywall the second half of all of your tutorials.
I mean,
There
I
you
do.
go.
I
Just
have.
well,
Technically,
done.
I'm starting to. I'm doing the current videos. Every time I release a
Mhm.
tutorial video, I release a Patreon exclusive video that goes into like exquisite fucking detail on
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Like, because some people are like, "Oh my god, but how did you do that?" And I'm like,
I'm not
"Okay,
answering this comment on 50 different platforms.
I'm
Yeah.
not answering this
Yeah.
question." And also, you could probably figure it out if you used your brain. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm,
Sometimes
mhm.
people want things handed to them,
We
but
could also get into that as well, like especially in this day and age.
I know, right? Speaking of this day and age, the other challenges that I definitely face, like just working,
Yeah.
doing full time and the fandom, is taxes.
Oh my god, don't even tell. Oh my god.
The ATO is scary, and I owe
The
them
ATO is
money.
scary.
But if
It's
you
on my
ever see
list.
me deal, besides like going to Artist Alley, assume I'm in crippling debt. The first time I fucked up with my taxes, I owed 17 grand. Speaking of, that actually brings me into my second point
Yeah,
of
go
what I
ahead, go ahead.
struggled with.
Go ahead, go ahead.
The queues.
The queues. I did watch your video about that,
You
by the way.
did. Yeah, like that I'm serious. That like I think that's actually fucked me up at like a body level to like
Yeah.
to put yeah, it's not good. And that one year where I took on a whole bunch of work, I earned enough for my accountant to go, "Congratulations."
You're in a
And
new
I'm like,
tax bracket.
"You're in a tax bracket. You owe like $17,000." And I was
Uh,
like, "Huh?" Of course, then I had to take on even more, and I ended up with my queue of 27 or whatever the fuck it ended up
Mm.
being. But yeah, so queue is definitely something that I struggle with, obviously, since that took me 7 fucking years to fix and learning how to manage that. And yeah, it took me a long time. So there's that, and then after that it was just burnout because
Yeah.
working your own business, and especially when like that business overlaps so heavily with like your like passion or hyperfixation, it's
Yeah.
like you lose the passion really quickly, and you get burnt out really quickly because not only is your job the fandom, but all your free time is also the
Yes.
fandom.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, suddenly I have no disconnect between
I
me.
can't exist in like a hobby space. Yeah.
Exactly. This is no longer a hobby space. This is a workspace. And it's still kind of a little bit like that. I've been trying to branch out in my hobbies, like with my homebrew
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But
I think it's kind of funny. Literally, the next question I have written down is how do you handle balancing like hobbies and work and like staying inspired? Oh
I actually, because I actually copy pasted those questions so I could actually
my
think
god,
about
come
it.
out.
So I am following along at home.
Yeah, you're doing due
I
diligence.
am, because I was like, "Fuck, I actually have to." I read them and I was like, "Can I answer these? Like, just add them."
Off
I'm
the
like,
dome, yeah.
"No." Some of them I can't. Some of them I'll be like, so I did.
Yeah, it's fine. You're all good.
Exactly. I was like, "Well, I'm gonna write down some bullet
You're
points."
doing
Um,
great.
but I basically said, like, "Look, a lot of my friends are in the fandom, so a lot of the quote unquote hobby time is socialing for me,
Yeah.
socialization. Plus, like, wearing a fursuit and drawing is a lot different to making them.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and I'm not a particularly talented artist myself, but I enjoy the process of creating art and drawing. And I connect like a lot more with a version of me that is my sonar rather than me as a human. So, art in that regard is nice as a form of like
It's like self
self-expression.
yeah, self-release. Yeah, totally.
Exactly, exactly. And I've been trying to kind of branch out in terms of kind of furry adjacent creative work. I recently went and did a workshop with a company called Dead Puppet Society, which is a puppeteer company based in Queensland. So I had the privilege to go and do a intensive with them, which was really fun. Made a little dog puppet, which is a 3-person puppet. It was really cute. I wanted to kind of expand what I was doing and connect with the artistry side of it, because the school that I went to was an art school.
Yeah, your little weird hippie school.
Yeah, literally, it's a creative arts campus, so
That'll
2 of
do it.
our electives could have been arts. I only did theater, but I should have done
I'm
film. I don't know what the
shocked.
fuck I was
I'm
thinking,
shocked.
honestly.
I was gonna make a joke, the fact that it's like you left like the like all girls school and went to like a liberal arts campus, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
no wonder you turned to a furry.
I know,
Um,
right? But the thing is, I became the furry between like point A and point
yeah,
B,
but in the
between like the
transition
2
period.
schools. Yeah, exactly. But it was a really, really cool experience, and I got to kind of reconnect with it and expand my horizons artistically. Because I'd love to, like, one of my ideas that I would love to do if I ever found friends who would be willing to actually put in the effort to learn the performance of it is build like a massive like deer puppet that is puppeteered from
Yo,
within. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Warhorse.
I have. I know,
Yeah.
I kinda get the imagery that you're trying to put out.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I would
I've
That's
love to
seen
sick.
make
horses before. Yes,
yes, I have seen a horse,
I've seen a
correct.
horse. I'm familiar.
Yes,
Yeah.
but, if you've ever seen Warhorse and the puppetry that they have going on there, I would love to create a reindeer or, like, a deer of some
Hell yeah.
kind, with a 3-person puppet to just walk around conventions and have fun in.
Oh, that'd be so sick.
I know, right?
Like the dragons. Oh my
Yes,
god.
and I'm
So
like, I'm surprised more people haven't done that yet, because
yeah.
puppeteering and in that regard as well has such I think it has such a big place in the community that, like, it could take up
Totally,
such a large space.
absolutely.
And no one's done it yet, and I've been wanting to, but it's
I
hard because it takes a lot of work, and you have to really know your fellow performers to be able to move in that way.
I think it'd be so funny to do something like that, and then just like find the smallest furry you can and just pick them up and just like in the
Put them
mouth
on
of
your
this
back, put them on your
giant
back.
creature. Oh my god!
No,
Be
you can
sick.
ride them, they're big enough that
Oh
you
my
can ride them.
god!
Oh, that's so cool.
Giving people
Yeah.
furry rides has a
Yeah,
new
I mean, that
context
already
now.
happens with Candid. No, that's so cool. Yeah, like I think it's really important for like us as creators in the fandom to like I don't think the obvious like idea that people say is just like, oh, do copies that are completely outside of the fandom. And I'm like, well, the reason I like the fandom is because it encapsulates things that I actually like. So I think just finding like different avenues is actually like the better option.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, definitely I'm trying to kind of reconnect with that passion because
Yeah.
shit, after 10 years, It does get a little stale. I love
Yeah,
the fandom and I love the community, but shit, I've been at this for over a decade, and
I've been
I
doing this a
need
long
a
time.
little bit of I need a little bit of spice.
Need some,
Need a
need
little
some,
bit of
need some spice.
spice.
And I think weirdly enough, like with like the podcast, like this has been a really like this really inspiring thing for me to do in the fandom because I think I've realized like one of the things that like I get a lot out of the fandom, at least when I started, was I was really connected to like what other people were giving to the fandom. You know, like I listened to a lot of like the music and like watched like the videos and all that. And it's really cool to like I'm now as like someone who's been in the fandom for a really long time, I am now stepping into that role, and I think that's
Yeah.
really cool and has been like really inspiring for me personally
Good.
to like the it's also just like it's like a changing of the guard kind of thing, and I'm like, I guess I will accept my duty as
I guess I
the
will
dog.
put out now.
It's like, oh, I guess people look up to me now. Okay, I will try my best not to
Weird
disappoint
feeling.
you.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't know. It's like I feel very grateful that there are people who will like sit down and listen to three dogs talking for a few hours
Exactly.
and recognize that like what we're trying to do is bolster the things that we care about. It's like I'm doing this because I
Exactly.
love this fandom and because I care about the community. Like it feels very outside of myself in a strange way. Like I'm not doing it for myself. Like obviously I enjoy it, and like especially with the podcast, like it's great to like chat with new people and we have like a lot of fun. But it's also like it is very heralded by the fact that like I am giving this to the community.
Exactly. Giving
And
back.
yeah, it's been this very strange, like, I have had to, like, accept the because like, I could have just been like, "No, I'm just gonna do my own thing and not, like, just keep it as very much, like, I am just in it for the hobby, and I will stay quiet about all the things that I know I could do." You kinda have to, like, step into your power in a strange way.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, look, like it's really always a weird experience, like being looked up to by others. But until like once you get recognized in public, that's when it starts getting weird.
That has happened, and it is
Oh, it's
it is
happened.
it is it is weird. I was at,
It's bizarre.
this
Tokyo
happened for
Alley?
last year at Tokyo Alley. It also happened this year at Tokyo Alley as well. Yeah, so last year, the first time I got recognized, like people literally stopped me and they were like, "Oh my god, I didn't realize you were gonna be here, but like I'm such a huge fan." And Zap was there next to me, and I was like, "Cool, oh my god, neat." And then I turned like
You never know what to do, hey?
yeah, exactly, after the interaction was finished, I turned to Zap and I was like, "What the fuck?"
It
Like,
happened so many times though.
it still happens. And then it happened at WAF. Like people recognize me at WAF, and then even like this year, the conventions I've been to, I remember I heard it because I was in fursuit, right? So I was like focusing
Yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
not falling over and following my lead and not falling over. And I just hear past me, I hear someone go, "Oh my god, is that Rensley?" And I was like, "Huh?
Ah,
What? Huh?"
it's always weird. Like, okay, do you want to hear some of the weirdest times I've
Yes,
gotten
go ahead. Oh
recognized?
my god, this is such a
I
fun
would
story.
like to share one after this too.
All right. I have a couple. What was the first time? Oh fuck. I'm gonna totally like be like dog on my friend at the moment. But we were heading to a convention up in Rocky. We were guest of honor for there, and they were flying us up. And we were waiting in like the line where you check in your luggage, and this kid is just staring at me.
Oh god.
And I'm like, huh? And then the parent is like grinning at me, which is often how these start.
Yeah.
And the parent goes, "Oh my god, my kid's such a big fan of you." And I do the, "Oh my god, that's so awesome. Thank you so much." And then I go, and I was there with my friend who was also a YouTuber. And I was like, "Oh, you know, I won't mention his name because it's a little embarrassing." But I was like, "Oh, this person's here too." And she goes, "I know."
Oh.
And I was like,
God.
"Oh my god,
Oh,
dude, I'm so
no.
sorry." And then my friend, who's also a YouTuber, proceeds to take the photo with me and this kid. And I was like,
Wow.
"Oh, dude, I'm so fucking sorry." But that was the first time it happened. The other notable mentions was it was one day I had not slept. I had work to do. I was doing a lot of airbrushing and painting, and I hadn't brushed my hair. I don't think I showered because I was in con crunch, and I had to pick up my partner at the time from work, which they were working at like a cafe in the shopping center. So I grabbed some stuff for dinner. So I was in Woolies and I was dressed in like my pants, which had holes and were covered in paint. I was wearing my Ugg boots.
Just priority clothing. Just whatever I can chuck on.
Literally, like, my Ugg boots were covered in paint. I was practically in pajamas. My hair was unbrushed. Like, I looked like I'd crawled out of an alleyway somewhere. And I'm buying, like, duct tape because I ran out and I needed it. And I bought, like, a raw chicken, a particularly veiny sweet potato, like, fucking pads. Because I was on my period too, so I was particularly just, like, pissed off.
Yeah. It all just layers on top of each other. Yeah, totally.
Exactly. And I think, oh fuck, I'm too tired. I'm not going through the self-checkout today. One time I go through
Was it the cashier?
I go through the fucking, like, normal cashier, and the cashier, like, kind of starts staring at me, like, as they're checking out the person in front of me. And I'm like, oh,
no.
okay. I know I look like shit, but damn,
Yeah,
man, come on.
yeah, bro.
And then they look at my shirt, and I had, like, I don't know if you guys remember the fan club t-shirts
Yes,
that
I do,
went
I
around
do.
a while that
I do.
Slushykins did. I had a Skyehigh fan club t-shirt on, and she looked down at my t-shirt, looked up at me, and then, like, covered her mouth like she was shocked. And I was like, oh no, this is not
no.
this is not a good time.
Not
And
like
she's like,
this.
Are you Sky? And I'm like, well, I guess I am
You
today.
should have said no. No, I don't know who you're talking
I
about.
was like, yep, that's me. But she was really nice. A shout out to Scarlett if for some reason you're watching this. I still remember you.
Oh, that's wild.
But there was that one. I got recognized, and
See,
the
when
Gold
people
Coast.
stare at me, when people stare at me at the cashier line, it's usually because I'm trans.
True. Fair enough. But no, I did that. I got recognized by two little girls in a time zone when I was at Furry, and they're like very, very Gold Coast mum looking. Mama brought them up to me. Yeah, you know exactly what she looks like.
Oh.
You'd be right. Whatever you're picturing is correct. The other time it's happened, there's been so many at this point. There was one where we were driving back from a road trip. We've been driving for like 3.5 hours, and we hadn't eaten since breakfast. So I was at like Sombreros at like a fucking petrol station, and I was mid like deep throating a burrito, just like completely like just inhaling this thing, and then mid-bite, I look up and I see this dad looking very enthusiastically and happily at me with their kid. Just like, off you go! And I'm like, my mouth is just full of like liquid burrito. And I'm like, hold on. I have to clear up and then put on the parasocial face and be like, oh my god, hi!
Oh my god, another parasocial face!
Yeah. I also got, the last time it happened was at the Amazing Digital Circus premiere.
Oh dear.
There was one
I'm so
kid.
sorry for your loss.
I know. We went to Gold Class too. So we could watch it. And there was this one little kid in a Jack's hoodie that came up to me and was like, are you Sky Studios? And then my partner started laughing at me because at this point he knows that I don't really know how to handle it very well. Fuck, what do you do? You want to give them a good experience.
What do you fucking do?
It's so
carry
hard.
stickers. Your answer is carry stickers.
I know. I need to.
I need to just give them on my person.
That's a good idea. But fuck, this is happening like I'm deep, like mid burrito or buying like a particularly veiny sweet potato. These are not situations in which I'd be carrying stickers. But they came up to me, and afterwards, the children had multiplied.
Yeah.
There was like 6 of them. There was like 6 teenagers surrounding me. I had like they took a photo with me because they were all. Oh my god, the kids these days, man.
Yeah.
I swear.
I'm hoping there's just a photo of you online, just like
just holding a
veiny
veiny
burrito.
No,
just like...
oh my god, they didn't fucking take a photo of me there. That would be awful.
Sorry, the burrito balls deep in you is the.
There you go. Oh yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah, I feel very lucky that like the most of the people who come up to me are like, you know, younger than me, but like
adults.
Yeah, or just like not clearly like straight up kids who are just like, oh my god, dog, and I'm like,
I think I'd like. There's definitely adults that would recognize me because I've been around for so long. Yeah. Like you recognize me and you've been around for long enough. I think adults are kind of a bit more like they kind of go.
Adults understand.
Yeah, they're like I don't need to go up to you in public.
Yeah.
And disrupt your day.
Especially if they see you like going through it at Woolies. Like
yeah, literally like looking like I had a rough day. But no, so getting recognized is wild. Especially like as a furry.
I'll come to photo and I'll hand you a particularly veiny sweet potato.
Oh my god! Just draw me as a particularly veiny sweet potato. It wouldn't be the weirdest fan art I've received. I swear, it would not be the weirdest fan art I've received.
I guess I gotta ask the Candid Kennel listeners, if you're listening to this and you're an artist and you feel somewhat inspired,
oh my god!
if you could draw us holding a particularly veiny sweet potato, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Yes. I thought you were going to say draw me as a particularly veiny sweet potato.
Or draw Sky with like little
Please
wings.
don't do that. I already have it. There was a kid in my Discord who just drew the most cursed fan art and did it like every single day.
Oh my, whoa.
How cursed are we talking? I need it. We can cut it if you want, but
yeah.
how?
No. I will send it. I'm gonna send some. Hold on. Because I have it saved. I have it as a Telegram sticker pack at this point because
No.
because it was that fucking good. I just need to find the stickers. Here we go. Okay,
Oh,
where's the one
God.
of like human me? Because that
What?
Oh
actually
god.
was the
If
worst thing
someone
I think I've
draws-
ever fucking seen in my life. Here it is.
Nice.
This is the worst one.
Oh, God, here
Shout
we
out to
go.
Dingo. He's a lovely kid. He's probably not a kid anymore.
God! Oh
He's not a
my
kid
God!
anymore, but this is what the other ones kind of looked like. Where's my
No.
favorites?
I'm so
A lot of
sorry.
them all kind of look like this. Like they were actually good, and I actually got them printed.
Were they
Because
intentionally? They were intentionally
yeah,
bad. Okay.
they were
okay.
intentionally bad. It was like a thing, like drawing Sky bad fan art every day. I seriously like some of them spectacular. They just don't like I'm serious when I say I have folders upon folders upon folders. That's not even all of them for one. This is just like the 30 or so I sent to my friend who makes stickers.
Amazing.
I have 2 entire like Telegram sticker packs because I maxed out the amount of stickers I could put.
Anyway, let's try and pull it back to some form of sanity. I would love to know, like, you know, we're talking about how like interactions with fans and people looking up to us, I guess. Not to force your hand here. But do you think you have like any advice for people? Specifically just like to
Please.
please,
Please,
oh my God.
In what regard? In what
Oh
regard?
my
In what
God.
regard? Are you talking about like people who want to make money or people who are trying to get into the fandom in a creative sense? Because there's 2 very different answers.
Whichever one you prefer to answer, if not both.
So I'll do creators wanting to create, like people who wanting to express themselves creatively. I think the main thing for me is like create and make what makes your soul feel like it's glowing. Because it could be with happiness, it could be with sadness. It doesn't particularly matter. They're 2 very different feelings.
Yeah,
But
it's like what
what
radiates.
exactly what makes you feel like you're glowing? What resonates with you? But if it resonates, then make it, even if it sucks.
Yeah. God,
Because
that's so real.
Even if it ends up
especially
in a silly sticker pack somewhere.
exactly. If it makes you happy, then fucking make it because art is kind of what makes us human. And look, it's a funny thing to say when we're fucking, you know, anthropomorphic animals.
Yeah.
Oh
But
god. When we look
Wait,
like
what?
this.
but look, it's what makes us human. Art is what makes us human, and especially with
Yeah.
all of this AI shit that's all around and
Bro,
stuff, we need to start embracing imperfection as a sign of quality.
yes.
Because if something is too perfect, it's like, this is suspicious.
I literally recently like made a whole post about like if you keep imperfection and your hand in the art that you make,
Mm.
you will be rewarded not only with like personal gratification, but also with the evidence of progress. And I think that is actually, in my opinion, one of the things that really like makes AI so sloppy
Yeah,
is
exactly.
there is no evidence of how they got there, of where this
Exactly.
comes from.
Exactly.
So yeah, make your art even if it's shit.
Exactly. And yeah, it's basically look, it's a funny thing to say about furries, but art is still art, and I think furry art is real art. It is
Yeah.
real art because I made it with my hands, and when I make a fursuit for myself, for example, that is me it's a form
Yeah.
of self-expression, and also I'd argue a form of storytelling.
Mm.
Especially when you're creating a character, you are telling a story about yourself, whether or not
Yeah.
whether it's like, through the species you choose or through the way that you portray your character. That's a form of storytelling, and I don't see it any less art form.
Very similarly, like in like a musical sense, I'm just like, that's like to say that like, there's pop music that isn't art, but it's a very similar idea, right? I'm like,
Mm.
this is just a form of art that I chose to make and chose to specialize in.
Exactly. But on the other paw, if you're wanting to make money, that's a slightly different story.
And we are back from our break. Hello, everybody. I have a glass of whiskey in one hand and my microphone in the other. Sky,
Very good.
how do you make money?
I wish I knew. Damn. But no, it's more like for creators wanting to remake money.
Yes, absolutely.
My advice for that is mainly like still lead with your heart because goddamn, like I think if look, the video that I made about my queue actually took off in a lot more than I kind of expected it to. I thought
Mm,
that it would honestly flop because it was such a very content heavy video. There
yeah.
wasn't much like, oh my god, snappy like cuts.
Snappy
I
editing,
tried
blah blah blah. Yeah.
exactly when I went through it and I was editing it, I edited it as much as I could
Mhm.
without making it seem disingenuous. Because I think at a certain point with that editing, you just get
But I
disingenuous.
think that's the reason why people resonated with it. Is that
Exactly.
like, and I'm noticing that as well with my stuff, is that the things that people resonate with are when you're being earnest.
Yeah. I think
There's a
I
time
think
there's a time for like snappy editing, and there's a time for just like, you know
yes.
what, I'm just here, you know.
Absolutely, and I think that's kind of what I'm kind of gonna lead with this is
Mm,
like lead with your heart and lead with who you are and lead with your being vulnerable and being yourself. Because I think in today's kind of almost sanitized for corporate sponsor
yeah.
world, you kind of lose that. So when it does pop up, it's like a rarity
Yeah,
almost.
it's like that. There's a classic piece of like furry meme art that's like,
Mm.
you know, perception of the furry fandom, and the more adult side of the furry fandom keeps the furry weird, and like, you know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think that's really important. Like the earnestness of our fandom and the weirdness of our fandom is actually what makes it great, and also keeps our keeps our lights on.
For sure. Anyway, yes, lead with your heart, but what you have to make peace with the fact that you have to sacrifice what you want to do as an artist for the sake of income.
Yeah. And I think my way of getting around that, right? Because it can be really tough. Like, and I took a really long break from doing commissions, because when commissions becomes your like only source of income, it's just like it becomes such a slog where you're just like, oh god, I have to, like, I love making art, but now it doesn't feel good because I'm not making art that I want to make.
And I'm not allowed to make art I want to make.
Yeah, because I have to work on other people's art. And
Exactly.
the way that I got around that, and the way that I'm kind of do commissions now is I have a very selective, like, if you want art from me, it is this. Like, it is, you know, the kind of work that I want to be making. There's basically certain commission slots that I used to offer that I now no longer offer, because I realize that it's those kinds of commissions I don't enjoy making.
Mm,
And I think
exactly.
like tailoring your own experience, as like, that is one of the benefits of being an artist who's selling your work, is like you get to decide what work that is you sell.
Of course. I think as you get to a point, if it's a full time job and in the fucking cost of living crisis that we're in, if, for example, the Australian tax office is asking me for money I don't have, I will have to just go, okay, who wants to pay 100% up front and I'll make it straight away.
Yeah.
Just if I have the time and I have the space, or people like, I was in a really weird position actually where my queue was under control, but and I just finished, like I was just about to finish a suit, but everybody after them hadn't paid it off,
Mm.
which was really weird because I have never been in a situation where it's like, okay, if I start your suit now, I'm going to finish it before you've finished paying it off. Is this what I want to do? Like, do I want that?
Do you want
Or
that kind of backlog? Yeah.
yeah, or it's a reverse backlog because it's like
That's how
I
you get
finished it.
burnt, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not going to give it to them until they fully paid me, but
Yeah.
it's still like it's a weird feeling. I ended up taking on another seat anyway because I did
Yeah.
have my payee to pay, but I was like, "Wow, this is really fucking weird." But at that point, I was like, "Okay, I need to take on a suit anyway because ATO." So I was like, "Okay, who wants it?" And then this person was like, "I am local and will pay 100% upfront." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, it's yours." And it's a suit I'm working on right now because I was just like, "You know what? I'm not going to be too picky with the design.
Yeah.
If I'm opening for commissions and I get, 10 to 20 applicants or whatever it is, I will be picky with what I pick because I want to pick the one that sparks joy for me the most. But I also have to take into account, for example, say this person's design is really fucking awesome. I had somebody who
Yeah.
wanted me to do like a hawksbill turtle and it rocked.
Ooh,
The design was so
Sick.
sick. And
that's
I was
so
like, oh
cool.
my God. And they were like, I need 8 months to pay it off. And I'm like, fuck, that's a
I
long
don't wanna
time.
wait.
I don't want
I
to
don't
wait
wanna
for
wait.
that.
I
Like,
um I just want to, just as a quick note, like
yeah.
for our audience, I want to be really clear that like we are talking from a privileged space of like the fact that you even get to like be picky is
Oh,
is
yeah, for
like
sure.
is a privilege, and the fact that I even get to like be a little bit more selective about the kind of commissions I take is a privilege. And I just wanted to make that really clear that
And there are
we're very
times
aware of
where
that.
there are times where I don't pick. There are times
Yeah.
where I'm like, it's a necessity. My car is busted. I think my cat
Mhm.
recently needed like 3 grand in dental work or something.
Oh.
Like, it was like, okay, no, I don't get to be picky here. I get to take what I get.
Yeah, I had
There
to
was a
spend a lot
couple
for
of
my psychiatrist recently, and I'm like,
uh,
"Ooh, I need to take
we
some
love
commissions."
those. Yeah. I have
Jeez.
to go back to my psychiatrist and be like, hello, can I have 6 months worth of dexamphetamine
Amphetamines?
read, please?
Yeah, please, please,
Um,
please.
here's 300 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Um,
I,
luckily for
I
me, my
oh, God.
psychiatrist has ADHD also. So we bribe him with coffee because my fiance works in coffee. So we just be like,
Hell
hello,
yeah, that kinda
would you like,
rules. The
would
barter
you
economy
like,
is alive and well.
exactly. We barter with him because he's like, oh,
Speaking of the barter economy, one of my dear friends, Rat Jam, who actually asked one of the questions that we're gonna get to eventually, is we did a little barter recently at a
mm,
convention. He makes plushy rats.
oh, cute,
And I was like, "Could you make one based on my first one? Could you make a Ren rat?"
cute.
And they were like, "Yes, absolutely. Could you give me signed copies of your CD and I'll make you one." And I was like, "Yes." so
Absolutely.
I so I made him some little cute little like custom signed copies of my music like on CD.
Mm.
And yeah, he made me Renelope. Which is what I
Ah!
which is what I
You have to
which is
share a
what I named
picture.
my rat. I'll have to share a picture of Renelope. Yeah, they made me a Ren rat with little wings and ears and piercings, and I love her. She's great. Yeah, the barter economy is alive and well.
It is. Were you gonna ask me what I would trade?
Yeah, oh, totally. Go on.
I mean, okay, because I've been seeing this, I've been thinking about it, like, because I'm like, oh shit, what would I trade? Because you got to keep in mind, like, for me, a fursuit, like a full suit, is like a month and a half of full time work.
Yeah.
So when you think about, like, okay, what would I trade a month and a half of unpaid full time work for?
Mm,
I'm like, a fucking vehicle, man. Give me a car.
true.
Give me
True.
a
And
car.
I think that's something that
I'll
people don't
custom
realize
build
is
you a bicycle.
Yeah,
Zap did that for
build
me, by the way.
fucking okay, take my shitty fucking 2004 Subaru Forester and replace all the shit that it needs doing. I need a new starter motor, I need a new power steering pump, I need a new fucking control arm somewhere, I can hear it, it squeaks. I need a new belt because it's missing 2 of the 4 fucking ribs on it. I can see that. Like,
Yeah.
take my boxer engine and make it shiny and new.
And
It
I
needs an
think that's
engine
like
clean.
I love that you like express that because that also shows like this is I feel like the people constantly, and this has always been an issue in the fandom, constantly forget that fursuits are expensive and a luxury item.
Exactly, and it's like
Also,
full-time work for
I
me.
I
Oh, you
put
did?
Renelope in the chat.
Oh, look at them.
She's
I
such a
love them.
baby.
It's
I
so
love
cute. I
her.
love how long
She's
the tail
great.
is. It's
Yeah, it's so
beautiful.
long. I wrap it around my shoulder so she sits
I
down.
love that.
Yeah, she's great.
No, I would trade car repairs slash a
Yeah.
engine rebuild, because I
Yeah.
love or a repaint. A repaint on my Forester would be nice. The paint is absolutely fucked as well.
Does your car have a name?
No, but I've had it like I've been in that car since I was 5. Like we got it
Whoa.
new from dealer. It still runs,
Oh,
and I love the Forester because it will run until it literally dissolves. As long
so
Me
as I keep
too.
are you the second owner of this car? Is
it's
that
was it's my parents' car, and then I moved to
Yes.
Toowoomba, and I needed a car, and they were like, "Just fucking take the Forester. We were gonna send it to the scrapper anyway." And I was like, "Sick, I'll take that. Thank you."
Cute.
hell
Um,
yeah?
they're like, "We're gonna get rid of it, so take it." And I was like,
Zap and I
thank you,
love
mommy and
Zap and
daddy
I
Illy."
love secondhand shit. My bike that she custom made, her name is Wendy.
I love
Um
that.
Zap got what for like $20 from like Facebook Marketplace, right? From some guy's like
Ah, perfect.
some
So
guy's like
so
garden.
had a bike in her backyard, and I was like, "This is not quite it." Found the same bike, but in better condition on
Oh,
Marketplace,
I
and
love
just
that.
like fused the two of them
He got it
together.
for me, and
Perfect.
it was a Christmas gift a couple years back. Oh my god, I think Wendy's like over a year old now. Zap, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And we basically went in different parts we like have been upgrading, and she's my darling girl. I fucking love that.
I love that.
I named her Wendy because I would park her at like the bike racks at the station. And when I'd get home from work, I would go up to her and I'd be like, "Come on, Wendy, darling."
Come on, darling.
Like from Peter Pan.
I love
And
that.
she's also called that because she helps me fly.
I love that. That's so
It gets me
cute.
where I need to go. So that's my Wendy.
Besides car repairs, I would trade for a decent amount of tattooing, um, not a not insignificant amount of
Do you have any?
tattooing. I have one, but I want to get a botanical sleeve done
Ooh, I have
eventually.
12.
I've only done one, and it was a really simple one. It's like just a constellation, but like some of the stars are
Cute.
hearts drawn by my family members.
Aw.
Because I get along really well with my family, so
I've got a family member tattoo planned for my sisters.
fuck
I'm gonna get
yeah.
butterflies up my arm, and because I've got 3 sisters, so I'm gonna get 4 butterflies each in like age order representing my sisters. But no, I have 12 tattoos.
Oh, I want to get
I have
more. I
many.
really want to get more.
Zap's got a fuck ton too.
I want to get more. They're just so expensive.
Yeah. I go to tip for that. Quick tip for getting tattoos. Go to junior
Mm.
artists because they have to charge a
Oh yeah, for
specific rate,
sure.
and also you can become friends with them. And then when they become a senior artist, you're more likely to get a discount.
Exactly.
But also support younger artists. And I think
Exactly.
that brings us back to the topic: support younger artists. Support
Yes, I
their art.
agree. Only other thing I'd trade for is a house if you are a wealthy property developer furry in Queensland and you wish to gift me a property.
Look at the
I
camera.
swear to you, I will make you I will make you as many fucking fursuits as you
Fursuits as
want.
you
I
want
will
if you get me a
cancel all of
house.
my commissions and I will be
True.
your fucking art slave.
Oh
I'm
my
being
god.
dead
Dead
ass.
ass.
Being dead ass.
Oh,
The only
clip
way
that.
into the property
Oh,
market.
I gotta clip
Fucking
that.
hell.
That's
Particularly
so
veiny
funny.
fursuits to any property investors out there.
I'll get you whatever the hell you
Oh my
want.
god, I can tell
man.
you a story. Oh my god, this is gonna be off the pod. I can tell you a fucking crazy story.
That's why I was like, look, if a wealthy furry property people who hold property, you know, and they're like, oh, I have a spare house to just fucking give away,
Yeah.
and they're like, you know, oh, Sky, I'll give you this house if you make me like infinite fursuits. I'd pretty much be like, all right,
Yeah,
let's
totally.
like equivocate the value at least, which
Yeah.
pretty much it will be me fucking indebted to them forever anyway.
Yeah.
But you know, at least I don't have to work with multiple people's
But
duct
to
tape
bring
dummies.
this to slightly more of a realistic perspective, I think this is why it's important for us to make connections and actually like talk to people and be like approachable. And I think it's interesting as like someone who hosts a podcast that like does need guests to talk on. One of the questions we got was like, how did you and I like connect? Like one of the questions is literally like, oh my god, how do you know Renzo? Like how did you get invited to the podcast? And I was like, I literally asked.
Yeah,
Um,
you just messaged me and was like, you want to do this?
but
And I was like,
also, I
fuck
think
yeah.
they're also asking like how you knew about me, and I think it was from like Reels. I think
It
you
was
like.
it was from a vinyl. My partner and I are really into collecting vinyls.
Mm,
Because you did a colored vinyl, didn't you?
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I have a gold
that's
one.
sick. That's so
I
sick.
have a gold one.
And that was like, oh my god, like because we love colored vinyls in general, but also like
Yeah,
because it was a very specific colored vinyl. I remember sending it to my partner, like, oh my god, colored furry vinyl.
yeah.
Um,
Listen to my
like,
music, by the way. I promise it's good. I just released a new EP.
yeah, yeah,
You
go
know
check it
why
out.
the vinyl is gold, by the way?
Why?
I didn't have to say anything. Everyone knows.
That's because it's something we were talking about off the record. Shit. Whoopsies. Sorry about that. Ren is just like, fuck.
I nearly did a spit take.
Okay, she swallows. It's fine.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, dear.
Oh boy,
Sorry,
howdy. But
I'm
also,
sorry.
I
I
remember
had to
like
derail
you
it
had
for a
seen.
second there.
You're so worth it. I'm clipping that. I also remember like a few. It was back in my old house. You like you had seen me on some of my reels. I think I was talking about how like people were asking like, oh my god, your fursuit kind of looks like your real face, and I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of the point. And I remember you like commented on that. And I think that's how like that was like the first direct interaction where I think. Also, you followed my fursuit maker, and not to call out my fursuit maker a little bit, but my fursuit maker got really excited about that. Like,
Oh,
oh,
bless. I know Reckless. Oh, you know who made your suit again? It wasn't Reckless, though,
Frog
was it?
Dog Designs.
Yeah, no, I think it was from you because I made a borzoi. And by the
Wait,
way,
wait! I inspired you to make a borzoi.
no, this was after
Oh,
I made a borzoi
fuck.
because I respectfully and with all the love in my heart,
Yeah.
fucking nightmare of a breed to make. And my friend who I was making this suit for, their
Mhm.
hyperfixation is borzois as a breed.
Yeah.
So I really had to like I like looked at I tried to
Wait, so
find
you
like
saw my
breed
suit?
standards. No, I saw your suit afterwards, and I was like, you know what? Respect to fucking any maker who can do that because that sucked.
Ren looks so good. I have been
Ren
told
looks
multiple
great.
by a bunch of people, and I absolutely agree. Ren is a beautiful suit.
Yeah, Ren
They
looks
did
good.
they balanced the like fact that Borzois are kind of a strange animal with the fact that I was
They
like,
really are.
I still want her to look really pretty, like perfectly.
Exactly. It was honestly like doing the breed myself.
This is why I don't have any art of like feral Ren, because I feel like she'd look fucking insane.
Just the didn't I do it for you vibes.
Yeah. So there's a video of me. I was at a convention and I walked past and someone goes, "Let me do it for you."
Yeah,
And I fully
literally.
turn around. I'm like, huh?
The fuck you say?
I get that every day of my goddamn life.
I love that.
But I love it, and I don't know.
I would have
I
followed
love
them
being
because
a
I was like, you know
Borzois.
what? Respect for anybody who can do that.
Yeah, yeah. I think I've actually been told that like I've become an example of like people who want like greyhounds or Borzois or like
Yeah.
longer bodied dogs. Apparently they have sent my suit as like inspiration, and I'm like, whoa, neat.
That's good. No, it's a good looking Borzoi for what it is.
Yeah,
For, like,
she's
it's
a good girl.
the toonie is also like the 2D eyes is a hard one to pull off as well.
She has follow me eyes. Her eyes are
Wait,
indented.
does she? Oh
Yep.
my god, my brain for some reason was just like that's 2D
No,
eyes.
she has follow me eyes.
Okay, then yeah, even harder. Because that was also what I struggled because their eyes are like on the sides of their heads almost. They're almost like prey animals.
Yeah. Oh, it was really cute. My first suit maker got really excited when you followed her because apparently you're the reason that she started making fursuits.
Oh, there
And
you
I think that's like a
go.
really cool, weird full circle moment. That's like, huh, you're on our podcast, and my fursuit maker started making fursuits because of you.
I know. I'm creating competition for myself.
Here's some photos of me and Zap. This'll give you a good example of. Damn, that Bullseye's pretty. I love the little mohawk.
The ears themselves have wire in them
so
so that
good.
they are posable
Yeah,
because Borzois can stick their ears up in the air.
They can. Have you seen that they have prehensile noses as well? They can like move
Yeah, I
them,
hate that.
like,
That's so bad. Every time I
I
see
love
it,
it.
I'm like,
I
what
love
the
it.
fuck?
Me
It's
too. Me
horrible.
too,
Full
queen.
disclosure,
I
but
did drop
it's
some
so good.
photos of me and Zap. You can
Oh,
see Zap.
yes, I did see. I love. Wait, I know who made your suit, Zap. That's Lucid.
Yeah.
Oh, I
They
love
live-
that you can tell. That's so cute. It'd be like, hey, I was on a podcast with a suit you made. That'd be sick. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
exactly.
Oh, we should see if we can get in touch with Lucid and see if we can have them on the pod. I feel like that'd be like,
I'm sure they'd be down
Zap,
for that.
meet your parent.
Meet my maker.
Yeah. Do it. I think they'd be down for that.
That'd be so sick.
I need to get my tail fixed. I need to.
You ask them on the
Yeah.
pod.
Yeah, I mean, I've already asked them. I feel bad because I feel like I've sent them so many messages.
Yeah.
Being
I
like,
don't
is
feel
this thing
bad.
okay? I don't want my fursuit to die.
The first
You
one
know?
won't die.
Yeah, how do you feel about like, what is the, I don't know, like, is there a limit to like when you would close contact with a client, I guess? And
No.
I feel like that brings up a good question.
For me, like again, I'm sure this changes from maker to maker, but for me now, fucking like I had somebody from like my second ever fursuit commission, which I was looking at my old gallery and I was like, oh, I actually got most of my commissions. My first 3 were all from DeviantArt. The person who owns Mina, who was my second ever commission, if I can find them again, I'm actually going to offer to make them remake the suit for free because I would love to do that.
Oh, that's so cool.
Well, because fuck, they were my first ever full suit commission. I would absolutely love to remake it completely for free.
Yeah.
But
I guess like I think a lot about like fursuit families.
It was
I'm
me,
very
by the way.
No, it wasn't.
oh yeah, it was you. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I love like I think one of my favorite things about like because I only got Ren's fursuit like just a little over a year ago. Even though I've been in the fandom for fucking ages, it was like such a moment. There's a video of me ugly crying at the box.
I love that.
I literally just the box. Like, no, I haven't even taken her out yet. I see like a glimpse of her paws, and I fucking just like.
Oh, that's the
fully
best. That's the most
ugly
reassuring
cry.
kind of unboxing because
Ugly
unboxings are seriously
cry.
terrifying. Like they are.
Yeah. I
So
was
scary.
like I'll have to find that video again sometime and put it on the
But
internet.
to actually answer your question properly, for me there is none. Like if like I've had people come back to me and being like, "Hey, I know it's been like 2 years, but I'm just letting you know that like this is the thing that's broken first."
Yeah.
And I've been like, "Fuck yeah, thank you for telling me," because then it's like, all right, with a
That's
making like,
useful
yeah,
information. Like,
yeah, it's really useful. I can be like, cool. I'm like, do you want me to do something about that? And they're like, no, I got it. I'm like, cool. Thanks for letting me know anyway. Like, it's not
Yeah.
as long as you're okay with criticism, as long as your makers chill with criticism, like, I don't think that's an issue.
Yeah, I mean, I literally made a video recently, like, I think one of my most recent videos on my YouTube channel is me just doing some minor repairs on Ren because it'd been
Yeah.
about a year and, like, some of her pieces were just like, "I need to reattach," like, it was her eyelid, like, specifically her, like, eyeliner, because, that's where I attach her eyelids from, the Velcro, like, pulls up from the fur, so I had to
Yeah.
basically reattach that a little bit,
Yeah, that
and yeah,
happens.
like, that's I don't know, like, accepting fursuit is also accepting maintenance. Like,
Exactly.
that's okay. Like,
Exactly,
I
and
love
it's not gonna
brushing
be
my suit.
perfect. But yeah, like, I if people like, I've had people reach out to me, like, I have a quiet rule. I
Yeah,
don't necessarily advertise it, but if the person is local or they're nice, like, I've had a customer that I really like, and I'm like, "You're my favorite."
yeah.
If they reach out to me and they're like, "Hey, I need to get a refurb done or I need repairs," I'm like, "Cool." If it's not gonna take me, like, more than a day or 2, I'm generally happy to be like, "Hey, if you cover shipping, I'll do it for free."
Yeah, and I
Like,
think that's
'cause
also just, like,
yeah.
good business practice, and I think that reminds me of, like, the idea of, like, you know, like, fursuit families and, like,
Mm,
you know, you get very connected with your maker, and, like, I have shouted Frog Dog out multiple times on the pod. They're a freaking angel, and I am, like, genuinely really close with my suit siblings, and I love, personally, the idea of, like, a fursuit family, and, like, I am genuinely, like, I consider them my fucking siblings. Like,
I
shout out to
love that.
Waddle and, like, Sticks and, like, Coda, like, they're really great, and, like, it's really cool. Again, building connections, I think is kind of the overarching idea of, like, this whole episode is, like, it's really important as, like, members of the fandom and also creators in the fandom to, like, honor the fact that, like, you make connections with people and there's real people on the other side of the
Oh,
screen, you
for
know?
sure. Exactly. And I think that should be, like, made less of just because they're online necessarily.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to make connections nowadays, I think, when everybody's on their
Yeah.
phones, so any connection is a real connection.
Yeah. We'll move on to your personal experiences and
Yes.
a little bit more just about you as an artist and as a
Mhm.
professional, things like that. Do you have any favorite projects that you've done, both in and out of the fandom? Like things that like you think about being like, damn, I cooked, you know?
Can
The
I
things of, like
also answer this question? 'Cause
Yes,
I have
absolutely,
I have a
of
favorite.
course. Please.
Uh,
what oh, one that I've made or one that you've done?
yeah, no, one that you've made.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Oh, damn. Alright, I wanna
the Cerberus. It's
ah,
Yes,
fuck.
that is one of the
I'm
most
never doing that
insane things
again.
I've ever seen. Oh my god. I
I'm
I saw how much that popped off, and I know that a bunch of people who are probably listening to this episode probably wanted to hear about. Can you please tell us about the process of making that
ugh.
Cerberus? Because oh my god, that's one of the most incredible things I've ever
Well,
seen.
fun fact, on my YouTube members, you can actually see me
Plug,
make it
plug.
but, because I did a little, like, Con Crunch diaries,
Yeah.
so they were completely unedited. I like, it was
Cute.
literally just
I
me
love doing
holding my
that.
phone out, like, old school 2013
I
YouTube
love doing
vlogging.
that. That's how I've been making a lot of my videos lately, is
Yeah,
just really being like
just
I fuck the idea of like YouTube, like no,
like
I love that you can make like a career out of it and stuff like that. But I am so 100% here for like 2015 YouTube, where I'm literally holding my phone
exactly.
just recording shit because that's fun. Because it's
This
fun.
was I was talking so we had during the Con Crunch before photo, we had Cyclone Alfred come through,
Oh my
and
god,
yeah, and it actually flooded the
you
place
should have
where we
made
were
a video
living.
being like fursuit
oh
it,
my god.
but making a fursuit in a cyclone, not
No,
clickbait.
literally, it was me just being like, because the thing is the way this storm worked is that it was, like, perfect clear skies, like, beforehand, and
Yeah,
then it suddenly, like, all hell had broke
torrential
loose.
downpour.
It was
Yeah.
just so much rain, like, it wasn't even, like, super duper crazy heavy, it was just constant,
Hmm.
so much, and it was, like, flooding, so we had to, like, take the cat
Holy
to
shit.
somewhere else
Oh my
because we were like,
god,
"We don't want him
no.
drinking this, like, flood water."
What's the name of your cat?
His name is Ichiro,
Oh,
which means
cute.
first son in Japanese, so we just call him Chiro.
Oh, cute.
Um,
I have Mr.
he was
Smee.
I love that. He's a Bengal, so he likes water, so we were like,
Mm.
"No, I'm not
Floodwater
risking."
bad.
Yeah,
Tasty,
and,
yum,
like,
yum,
I'll get
yum.
It
You gonna
wasn't,
get
like, underwater.
cholera.
It wasn't, like, underwater, but the water was seeping through the walls and shit.
Yeah, fuck.
And so I was
And you
like,
were
"It
making a
looks like..."
fursuit during all that.
Yeah, well, I was in con crunch because it was I was dealing at Furry, so I had a
Yeah.
lot of shit to do. But I do have a bit of the video of the process, but I did use casted bases because fuck hand carving that shit. And it was just it's so heavy. The suit itself is fucking heavy because it's 3 fursuit heads on one.
Yeah.
But I
It
basically
is
just
insane. Like
It's so
I
sick though.
I used a combination of, like, EVA foam to kind of prop out the side
Yeah.
heads, but the side heads are lined, so you can put your hand inside.
And can you see through the eyes on the side?
No, so I built it on a bucket head,
Ah.
and I collaborated with one of my Patreons on the design because I was gonna do the Angel and Devil, which is what I ended up with.
Yeah.
I was gonna do it was gonna be Neapolitan, I think was the other idea I had.
Sick.
Fuck, I can't remember what
And
the
these are
other
all, like,
one
ideas you could
was.
eventually go back to and be like,
I
"I'm gonna
am never
do
doing
some..."
that shit
No,
again.
no, never?
Ever. No. I can't. I physically cannot do that again. That was so awful to do, and, like, just for what you can reasonably expect somebody to pay for it, it's
Yeah,
like, it's not it's 3 fursuit heads in 1,
yeah.
so, like, when you divide the price that was eventually paid for it, it was like, okay, that was cool for the bit, and it was cool to do and say that I did, but I don't think I'll ever do it again. But it was a fun project. That is what I can personally say. But besides, they ended up calling them Fluffy, by the way, because of course they did. Love that for them. Hero is probably one of my favorite, more recent ones.
I'll be sure to put up
Um,
photos of
I
all the
will.
things.
Hold on. Oh, actually, no. I'll start with
Well,
Toxie.
like, in editing, I'll put up
Um,
photos of each
you
one.
guys, you
Yeah.
guys are Australian. You'll know Toxie Divine.
Maybe.
I don't know
Green.
anything.
They're a very common dealer at
Uh-huh.
all conventions everywhere. So
I feel like
probably Toxie was
if I see something
one.
from them, I'll probably know.
They're an
Oh,
artist.
cute.
They've been
I'm the
around for
worst person ever
ages.
with names.
Zap
So
is Zap is terrible
this
for
was
it.
my first fursuit with a wig.
Hell yeah. I've been thinking about adding a like a magnetic detachable wig for Ren, because Ren's actual design, she has hair. Like,
Mm,
she has
yeah.
like long curly, like, brown hair like I do.
You don't want
Um
it.
yeah, I don't want it.
No.
You're telling me
Not
no?
not in the way that, like, at least Toxie does. So if you look at Toxie,
Uh-huh.
right? If you
Yeah.
look at this, I sent a picture. So me and my friend who did a hairdressing apprenticeship back in the day,
Sick.
Um, and I saw it was a I had to ask so many questions because I've never worked. I'm not a hairdresser. I don't know
I
much
love
about
cutting hair.
styling.
I am the friend that people ask to cut their hair.
There you go.
Like
I need to ask this friend to cut my hair at the moment. I need a haircut, but basically, I had to. So all of the layers of wig, because it's at the back, you can't really see it in the photo, but it's layered green and black, green and black, green and black all
Yeah.
the way down. And it is stylable. So it's basically a big frame at the back that is magneted into the back. So that entire back hair with a long hair is removable, as
Wow.
is the bang and the curl. The curl is done with drag wig making techniques where we
Yeah, I kind of
used
assumed.
yeah, so it was used it's a more of a hair piece. The rest of the hair was done with kind of more drag techniques. But the other one was done with got to be glued hairspray
Hell
and
yeah.
just PVA
Sounds fun.
glue, where
Oh
basically
god.
cut bits of hair. It has like a foam batting core, and you basically shape it roughly and use a heat gun to shrink it and set it. And then
Wow.
you glue on bits of hair, and you use got to be glued and PVA glue kind of brushed over the top to set it. Like, I told Toxie basically to buy a freezer bag and put that hair tuft in it, the curly
Yeah.
one,
Like, lock it in.
because it's not like I'm not remaking that shit.
Mm.
That's the only one you get, so take care of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that looks
And
like a nightmare to make.
it was
Little
awful.
bit, little
And
bit.
the back was awful. It's warbler and magnets, and
Yeah.
I basically said, "Okay, here's how you take care of it. You buy," and this was from my friend who was into drag, was like, "Silicon lube."
Whoa.
Silicon lube, and you basically, because it's a plastic, right?
Yeah.
To actually detangle it, because you don't wanna pull on the hair, because then it
Yeah.
curls,
Yeah.
and it frizzes.
Tell me
So the
about it.
best way to do it is to use silicon lube and comb it through. So my friend and I, as I was making it, we spent, like, probably 10 to 15 hours just sitting there covered in lube, just combing it through the hair. It was actually awful.
my
I've
God.
moved house and I still find bits of that fucking wig in my
Wow.
caster wheels of my chair
Oh my
and just like in
God.
my carpet. Like
So
it's
sitting there, covered in lube,
literally
suspiciously
sitting there
veiny
with
sweet
one of my best
potato.
friends. Yeah, exactly. But so that was probably Toxie was probably one of my favorites. Now if I go back to that was 2024. So if I go something a little bit more recent, so yeah, we've got the Cerberus.
But that was still one of your
Um,
favorite projects, right?
Yeah, that of course I loved it. Like again, it was fucking ridiculousness, and there's a
Yeah.
reason I don't.
Yeah.
But Toxie is a good friend of mine, and I was like, I'll make your suit because I know that any other maker would probably cringe at it because
Yeah.
the hair is so iconic to the character design. This was my first attempt at a different style, which was a kimono fusion style.
Cute.
So it's got kind of the bigger eyes. It's still got the simplistic features.
Yeah,
but
I
without
love the knee
the
pads. That's so cool.
Yeah, he's a lizard wolf chimera thing.
Cute.
And the guy that commissioned it was fucking lovely. Hi, Hero, if you're watching this, I love you forever. You were like the best customer ever.
Aw.
He was so sweet. I like him very much. I don't have a 2026 folder yet because I haven't been in. I don't even fucking remember what I made. I made a Bilby. That was fun.
Yo, Zap and I have been talking about like Aussie legends and like Aussie like
Animal
mythos and being like
Yeah.
being like I think it's because it came from a joke. It came from a joke. Oh my God, what was it? Like Pagodamon or something?
We were talking about that.
Oh, it was Gazebo to Pagodamon. I think it was at my birthday. We were having a picnic and
There's so much context missing
like,
here.
yeah, I'm gonna get to it. We were like in a beautiful like parkland, and we were just chatting, and we walked past like a gazebo, and I was like, gazebo sounds like a Pokemon name, and I'm like, yeah, and it evolves into Pagodamon.
Pagodamon. I love that.
Gazebo, because it does. I think because it like reminds me of like Karibo, like the like Yu-Gi-Oh card. And I'm like, yeah,
I was gonna say, I
gazebo.
don't think that's a Pokemon.
Yeah, gazebo to Pagodamon.
And besides Hero, the other one I had written down was this girl.
Oh my God.
So she was my first like proper
Beauty.
kimono suit that I made,
Yeah.
and I was just
Whose
really
eyes are-
happy
oh my
with her.
God.
Wow. I'm like, oh my God, fursuit crush. Like,
Yeah, she's really cool. She does really good 3D model work for VR Chat as well. Pillow.
oh my God. Sick.
She's
All
really
these
talented.
people, hello, if you're listening, I think you're rad. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God,
And
these
look at
suits
the
are so
size
cute.
of that fucking tail, man.
I was gonna say
had
the
so
size
much
of the
fun.
ears, bro.
The ears, there is like massive fucking PC fans. Like I'm talking like 10 centimeters wide PC fans in there because kimono suits don't have any ventilation. So the eyes are like acrylic domes, so there is no ventilation. And the mouth, you see the size of the mouth, right?
Shit.
So when I went to JMOF in Japan, the couple English speaking fellows that I found, I was asking about it and I was like, yo, do you guys breathe? And they were like, no.
No.
They were just like, look, it's kind of the fogging and the heat and the not being able to breathe is kind of just accepted as part of the experience. Because like any K-line suit that you see, that shit doesn't come with fans. Like
It's a
none of
beautiful
them
suit,
do.
though. Oh my God.
Like the reason I had to put those PC fans in is because Pillow would die otherwise.
Yeah.
And like it was actually surprisingly good because the ears are so big. I could put really big fans. I don't use as big of fans nowadays. I use like 50 mil Noctura fans now, which is like the industry standard. Their ventilation was actually pretty good. When I was wearing them for that photo shoot, I was like, actually, this ain't bad. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
They were really fun, and I'm really proud of them.
Self-achievement there, just being like, yay, I did it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I was just worried to wear them, honestly, because I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, because I'd worn it without the fans, and
beautiful,
I was
though.
like,
Wow.
shit. But no, they wanted ears that big, and that was kind of similar to what their art style looked like. They actually, they did the art for the eyes themselves for me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, when people can draw, I'm like, do you want to fucking draw your own eyes, bro?
Yeah.
Because like I can use my default one and just use the hue/saturation sliders to kind of get
Yeah.
there, but if you want something special, if you have the talent, go nuts.
Do you have a printer for the eyes? Is that what you're saying?
I have a printer and a sublimation setup, although it is fucking
Sick.
finicky and annoying.
Yeah, that's so cool.
That's
As
those are
good.
probably my
Yeah.
favorite besides
Great.
besides the Borzoi, and I have the kimono cat that went viral, the Chimera cat. That one
The
was pretty
split,
good.
the split colored one.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one, and also one of my friends' fursuits, Squid, has always been one of my favorites. Their name is Squid. They're an
Oh,
oarfish
Oh
Shiba
my
Inu.
god! Stop it.
They were probably one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, I love them so much.
Yay!
They're
Oh
so
my
cute.
god! I'm
And
having
Danny does a
moment.
great job in
You
performing
gotta
in
give
them
me a
too.
moment. Oh my god! I gotta stare at this little guy.
The
Oh my
colors were just so
god!
pretty, and the suit came out awesome.
I'm having the same
Oh, well,
reaction me and my partner did last night, watching how Alan's snakes are made and seeing all these snakes flying down the.
I watched the video with Dr. Carl.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
we just
fucking
oh my
love him.
god!
we were giggling so
Wow.
much at seeing the snakes flying through the air.
I'll have to find that video and edit them in.
It's
Thanks,
yeah,
Zap.
yeah,
It's got Dr. Carl is in it. I'm sure you can find it.
yeah.
Oh my god!
But yeah, in terms outside
I
of
love
the
just getting to
fandom,
like fawn over like beautiful things. Like what a great life we have.
besides that, so that's my like in fandom thing.
Yeah.
Outside of the fandom, I did just finish that so that UV. I have made my own neon style light.
Oh
Which
my
was
god!
kind of
I
fun.
literally mentioned that to Zap, being like, I want something like that for Ren because because one of my friends for the Wags music video, which hopefully by the time that this goes out, the Wags music
swag
video will
music
be
video.
up. Stop it. The Swags music video.
Wags.
Goddamn. For the Wags music video, the Women and Gay music video, my dear friend of mine made me like little like cheerleader sign like letters to like play with during the video. And when I eventually have like a little bit more of a studio space, because where I am now is currently temporary, I'm definitely gonna put them on the wall. And when I watched your video with that in the background, I was like, oh my god, I need it. Like I was like, it's
Well, here,
so
hold on.
cool.
I will send like part of the video I used to actually model it myself.
So sick.
So that's the video I used because Fusion 360 is free. But I had to learn a lot about wiring.
Yeah, I bet.
That
I didn't
sucked.
realize that you made it yourself. That's so
Yeah, I
impressive.
did. It took me a fucking long time.
Yeah, I bet.
But I did end up figuring it out because this guy, he shows how to at least model it in Fusion. The rest and the wiring is all up to you. But it's literally just in series, so negative to negative to negative to negative to negative to positive, etc.
I
So
definitely know what that
it's pretty easy. But it was just a bit of a fuck around. I'm shocked that I got it to work and that it still works.
I'm sure I
have
can
a
just get
dimmer
Zap
on it
to do
too.
for me.
Yeah.
I'm sure Zap can figure it
How's
out.
your soldering, Zap?
The reason I mentioned that is because Zap is actually one of the most like handy people I know. Like basically you could give her any project and enough time and she'll figure it out. Like she's very like good with her hands.
We have the homosexual audacity to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
We put our mind to. Besides the neon
What do I
sign,
have?
you also have homosexual audacity. I'm sure you could do anything you.
Yeah,
put
I
your
mean,
mind
I
to.
did start a podcast.
Definitely has the audacity. That's the
Exactly. That's all you need. That's all you need. You just need the homosexual audacity.
You say it to the
But-
trans lesbian. Thank you, my love.
Exactly. We all have the homosexual audacity here. But no, the besides that, I've been doing a bit of lapidary work, so working with gemstones and minerals to make kind of jewelry-y things. I am engaged, so I've been trying to practice. I have a whole bunch of.
You making your own?
Thank you. That was a while ago now, but weddings are expensive. But
how many fursuits does a wedding cost?
Too many. Too many. Approximately 3 nowadays.
Sure.
But
Are you gonna have a furry wedding or
fuck
a
no.
normal? Okay, cool.
Fuck.
Cool. Thank God. That was the correct answer.
Good for you. Good for you.
Look, we might do a fursuit photo because I'm fairly sure my mother will demand it.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
She's asked about since
Your
like
mom's a legend for that, by the way.
I know.
For just being
She's
super
pretty
chill about
legendary.
it.
I love my mum. But besides that, no, I've been practicing with some Queensland boulder opal that I have from when I was little.
Beautiful.
That's really
I love
nice,
opal.
apparently.
My scepter piercing has opal in it.
There you go. And I have some Queensland boulder opal, some yawa nuts and stuff that I found as a kid, and apparently are worth actual money now. But so I've been working with some boulder opal, and I've been wanting to make jewelry for my bridal party because those opals are really important to me, and they've just been sitting in jars of water for years for 27 years. So I want
But that's
to.
so cool. Like the history, like it holds so much history at that point,
Yeah,
right?
they're very, very special rocks to me,
That's so
and
cool.
boulder opal is very, very soft and notoriously difficult to work with.
Yeah.
But I've been practicing, and I've done one cab from a bit that I thought was dodgy, but I cabbed it, which means like turning it into like that smooth, round kind of shape
Yes.
that you'd see in
Yeah.
like old woman jewelry, for lack of a better word. Um, but I
Like
cabbed it.
Brisbane mum jewelry. Yeah.
Yeah, literally like the round oval shape. And it turned out really good to the point where like the mentors at the club were like, "That's really good." And I'm like, "Oh, is it? I kind of thought it sucked." And they were like, "No, that's really good. And
Point
also
for
that rock
artists.
is really nice."
Oftentimes you view your art more critically than everyone else.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, that's probably in terms of like what I've been up to otherwise besides furry, it's probably that.
That's so beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's such a wonderful like
Thank you.
note to mention on the pod. Thank you for sharing that.
No worries.
You've already mentioned inspiration, so I guess we can kind of skip that
Oh, there
question.
is a couple more I've
Um,
written down.
Oh, go ahead. Oh my god, if you want to keep going. But
Yeah, yeah. Because you were wanting
don't let
to.
me stop you. I might be
The
the
question
host, but if
was,
you want to keep
what are your
talking,
biggest
go for it.
inspirations in the fandom?
You're
So
doing self-hosting. You're just like, all right, we'll just leave you to it.
self-hosting. No, I'm so sorry.
That was funny.
I
That was
did have
funny.
I did have it written down because I do have inspirations. I did mention Dead Puppet Society beforehand
Yes.
and Warhorse because that's definitely like a creative inspiration for me. But within the fandom, we have the classic Naz FX.
Don't know if I know what that is.
You definitely do. You
Do I?
definitely know who Naz is. They made
Okay.
the Sphinx cat recently.
I think so.
The
I have a
silicon
shit
one.
memory.
They made like so if you haven't seen Naz's work, you fucking need to because they are god. When it comes to fursuit making. They made their first fursuit and it turned out like beyond like furry quality. It was like
It was like
commercial.
commercial quality. Yeah, wow,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah. I mean Naz does work for like
I love when just
commercial
like
stuff as well.
I don't know, like I feel like it's so cool that the fandom has given so much space to artists, like and like it's one of those things where it's just like sometimes like someone who's just that good just suddenly
Oh,
emerges and it's just like, oh my god, like it's like one of those things where it's like, thank God for the fandom that you exist, right?
I
Like
know exactly whose suit you guys would know. Probably, Gucci Feline?
I'm terrible with names, but if I see something, I'll probably know it.
So Naz made their suit. I'm sending it in chat right now.
Yes, I have seen that.
Yeah, Naz made that.
Yes. Wow.
Uh,
Wow. What a cutie. What a cute. I love the nose.
Oh,
I know, right? And for
And
the
the
record,
ears, the
this
way they're
was
like
their quote unquote first fursuit, which
quote unquote, because you're still like
quote unquote because they have
you're
so many
yeah.
years of plushie experience and
Yeah.
bullshit.
Oh my
Oh.
god. The purple, stop.
I know,
As
right?
a certified purple dog, who loves the color purple, and my whole branding is based on the color purple, that is the perfect color purple.
I know, right? That's their persona. This is the suit that they made recently that went viral, which was really cool. But Naz does some actually fucking incredible stuff. They mainly do plushie making, so that's what their main
Yeah.
thing is. But
Whoa,
they
that's
do,
crazy.
yeah, no, like Naz does genuinely nuts
That
stuff.
like, you know what that
Like,
reminds me of? Have you? I don't know if you've seen this, but have you seen that Adam Savage has a fursuit? Like the guy from
yeah,
MythBusters.
there
Oh,
was
he has
tea
like a
on that.
yeah,
that's
that
why
he has
I've
like a
forgotten
he has
him.
like a
Yeah,
lion.
yeah.
It looks very much like a TV kind of like movie.
Whoa!
What? What? What did I miss?
Whoa!
What did I miss? Oh, wow! Sky, I've got to tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
Crash Bandicoot
For the
jump
longest,
scare.
for the longest time, for the longest time, our friend group had a vocal stem that was whoa, and the second anyone heard whoa, you'd have to reply with whoa, and
Everyone
go,
just did it.
it would go for minutes,
Oh, it's
and it
horrible.
got really
Bad.
annoying. I think Zap's girlfriend was like so sick of it that like that. I think that was the reason we stopped, and she was like, "Shut the fuck up, guys!" Like
Yeah, exactly. But
we just go
But
whoa, whoa,
If you play a game of Magic for 40 minutes and just be like,
whoa.
that is Naz's work. Their stuff is amazing, and they have
Stunning.
been kind enough to me for me to pick their brain every now and again about certain things. If I'm like stuck, I'll be like, Naz, please. Besides Naz, other my kind of I really what I've really been enjoying lately is one of my good friends, Meet. They called I know them as Steak. They're a good friend of
Amazing.
mine. Their Instagram's called like Meet Superstar, I believe. is their Instagram, and they've been doing a lot of really, really nice art lately, and I just love the style that they do. It just makes me very happy. And they've been really successful in their merch lately, and I'm very, very proud
Beautiful.
of them.
I already follow Steak.
Yeah.
Oh,
Steak
yeah.
is wonderful. But yeah, their art has been really inspiring me. I really like this style,
Yeah.
and it makes me very happy. Their style makes something warm in my chest.
I also love the style.
I
It's the
know.
golden retriever that does the same kind of style.
Yeah. Besides that, who else I got written down here? Kiki Chaos, obviously.
Hell yeah. I saw the
Um,
video of them on the like quiz show. That was crazy.
yeah. They're
That
telling
was
me about
nuts.
that, and I was like, dude, that's nuts. Be
It's
careful.
absolutely
Fuck's
nuts. Be
sake.
careful. Oh my god.
8-Bit Works is another one of my
Yeah, classic.
inspirations. Mainly
I think
because
I've met them
they are
briefly
lovely.
at
They're a
a
good friend of mine
class.
now, but, before I knew them, I used to live in a house with 2 other makers
Yeah.
and their partners.
Well,
We called it
first
the
we make
Makers Mansion because
cool.
it used to be so the house used to be owned by the founders of home ice cream.
As you do.
Excuse me?
Yeah, right?
Of having ice cream at home in
No,
general
no,
as
no.
a
Oh, wait,
concept?
shit. Is this
Is this
is
a
home ice cream a Queensland thing?
I
Fuck.
think so.
Actually, that
Oh,
doesn't
shit.
sound. It
So
doesn't
it
sound
was
familiar.
like our local ice cream van.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
the brand was Home Ice Cream, but
Yeah, we
they,
just have Mr. Whippy here.
oh, that's why. But, you basically Mr. Home Ice Cream House, it was huge. It was on, like, 42 acres. It was like a I think we had 3 bedrooms upstairs, but we also had, like, a formal dining room and, like, 2 fireplaces. Like, it was a huge fucking house. There
Influencer
was
house. No.
Yeah, literally, there was, like, 6 of us living there.
That's
Um,
so sick.
but, one of my housemate's partners got a suit from 8-Bit, and I remember it arrived, and I was so intimidated by the quality of it that I got flustered and have to leave the room. Like,
You're like, oh my god. Oh my god.
I
What if
got
it looks like
so
me?
insecure all of a sudden about my own work that
Aw.
I knew I was gonna because
Yeah,
we
that's
were, like,
real.
voice chatting and, like, video chatting her, and
Yeah.
I got so flustered that I had to leave the room because I didn't
That's
want her to
super
think I
real.
didn't
I
like
feel
it
that.
because I really liked it. I was just like, "Oh my god, your stuff, it's so neat. Huh? How?" And I just left the room because I was like, I can feel myself getting weird and insecure about this, and I don't usually get weird and insecure about things.
I
So
definitely feel that.
yeah, and I was like, I am leaving the room right now because I don't want 8 to think that I hate her or her work because I love 8 and her
It's
work.
like
But
the
yeah,
complete
besides
opposite.
exactly. So I had to leave the room, but I'm good friends with 8 now. But
What's
definitely
their
8-Bit, just
what's
8-Bit
their
works.
at 8-bit works?
Or you can find their website. I don't think they post too often.
Okay. I already follow them.
Yeah, 8 is
It's what I wanna
wonderful.
see. It's what I wanna see. It's just like, I don't know who this is. Oh, this person.
In terms of people who aren't my immediate, like, contacts and friends, I've been really vibing with Sun Dragon Suits style lately. I think that they take what I think is really popular and accessible in the fandom right now in terms of fursuit style and kind of make it their own. But yeah, they've been making they've been taking a really interesting they've been taking what's popular in terms of fursuit style at the moment and kind of making it their own. And I just been really enjoying like their recent 2D eye suits. Besides that, who else had I written down? Early on, Picari, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's just the default.
We would be remiss not to mention Picari.
I know, right? That was definitely Picari was definitely the inspiration for me starting YouTube for
There
sure.
is a video on Picari's channel of my old fan art from like 20, whenever, on the wall.
I am in a video with Picari
I
on her
know
channel.
you are. Which is
A
why,
couple, I
again,
think.
talking about that like changing of the guard kind of thing, it feels very, very strange and full circle for me to be like, oh my god, I watched Picari.
I know,
Like,
right? Oh, so do you remember when I was talking about those kids that I met at the
yeah,
Amazing Digital Circus premiere? I had a moment. Look, okay, asterisk. I'm friends with Picari, so I can say
yeah,
this and I can
yeah,
get away with it. But I was like talking to this kid, the first kid who recognized me, and I was chatting to their parents and stuff, and
yeah,
I was like, oh, I think I mentioned Picari once in like a little name droppy way because fuck, everybody knows who Picari is,
yeah,
right?
of course.
And the kid looked at me with this blank expression and was like, "Who's Picari?"
Terrifying.
And I was like, "Huh?
Oh,
You don't know who
yeah.
Picari
And
is?"
that's always been like that's been a really weird thing lately of like there's a weird generational split between furries nowadays,
Is
and I'm like,
there is
whoa. Yeah, like
there is to be fair though, like Boss Bakari's been at it for longer than me, and we're
yeah.
friends. It's like I think I did look at my partner and went, "Ha! I win! I win! I've beaten Bakari in this context. I win with with all the
Crazy.
love in my heart
That's
and friendly
crazy.
competition, of course." But it was like, oh my god, the kids! I have outlived Bakari.
Yeah, that's still
I've
wild though. Like,
outlasted.
oh my god.
But it's okay. The other kids knew who Bakari was.
Yeah, they were like, bro, what? You don't know Picari? Like,
Exactly. But I was like, aha, I have outlived you. I outlast. I've been trying recently to catch up with like non-furry friends, like my old
yeah,
school friends and stuff. And if I can be really honest, I think the furry thing gets in the way.
it can do. It can do.
It's like
Totally.
it's
Yeah.
like you can see that they really want to connect with me again, but it's like they just can't because they can't get over the furry thing. Like that's fine. I get it, but it's like, okay, that's like I have other interests besides
Yeah.
being an animal sometimes on the internet. Like,
Yeah.
fuck. Come on. I think once you start getting known, I think finding the balance between like your face online and your face in
Yeah.
person is important. Like I like to think that I show a good amount of who I really am
Yeah.
in my online persona. So that then at least like if people actually get to know me, it's not insanely jarring.
Yeah.
Because I liked like a lot of the friends that I have nowadays who are now adults were like people who followed me were kids almost.
Mhm.
Well, not like super young, but they were like, 17 or 18, and they'd come up to me and be like, "Oh my god, I love your videos." I'm like, "I cannot be friends with you. You are a child." Um,
Yes.
but when
Yes.
they turned 18, they obviously appeared a lot more in the spaces I was in, and I was like, "Hey, I remember you. You drew this art for me or whatever."
Yeah.
And we become good friends, like because you're now an adult and it's not weird anymore.
Mhm.
Um, but I think that there's a really fine line to walk between what
Absolutely.
you show of yourself and the amount of what you put on as well. Because if you want to leave yourself open to having friends that know you from your content, you have to be a little bit more upfront with who you are. But at
Yeah.
the same time, if you're like, if you know my work, don't fucking touch me, which is also a valid opinion in my
Exactly.
opinion.
Totally.
I don't think that's an invalid thing to do because sometimes that parasocial thing can be really weird for people.
I think
And
I've just gotten
don't
to
get
the
me wrong,
point.
it's fucking weird.
It is fucking weird. So, just moving on from that, we've been talking a lot about like connections and friendships and the things that we love about the fandom. What do you think keeps you here? Like, removing it from like a career aspect, the fact that it's your job. Like, why do you think? And you could even talk like from a more esoteric perspective of like a more communal idea of like why we keep doing this. What do you think keeps yourself and like the fandom like alive and here?
Fandom from here, that's a big question. I mean, look, I think it all comes from connection, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that doing what we do in a way, it's quite vulnerable.
And it's inherently like already like inherently disregarded.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it's. I think your persona is such a vulnerable portrayal of yourself in a way. Like I think people kind of make their
Mm,
personas in multiple different ways, where it's like it's either an idealistic version of yourself or it's just you.
yeah. But it's always connected in some way, I
Yeah,
think.
exactly. It's showing a deeper part of yourself that you can't really put into words in a way.
Calling it vulnerable is very accurate because the idea of even having a persona in general is being like, I am creating something for you to look at, for other people to look at, and to see like a part of my soul I can't describe in person or that I can't
Exactly.
describe with words. I need you to see it. And that inherently, that
Exactly.
idea of like transferring the essence of something outward is so vulnerable.
Exactly. And I think that it allows us to connect a lot easier. Like I think look, I will say like definitely earlier on when I first joined the fandom, connecting with furs was a lot easier than it is today. Because
Yeah.
I would rock up and like, when I rocked up and I was really young, like I was probably the only like I was one of maybe three underage kids at the local fair meet when I rocked up because it was
Mhm.
mostly adults. Nowadays it's different. But
It
back
is the
then they
opposite.
were. Yeah,
It is
exactly.
very much the opposite.
Nowadays but when I rocked up, the adults were like, "Oh, that's a child."
Yeah.
But they were very protective of me, like, I didn't have
Yeah.
any bad experiences, and they were very much like, "We need to keep you safe. Are you good?" And I was like, I'm good.
Now you rock up to the fur meet getting called Unk, and you're like, please,
Yeah,
I'm not
literally,
even
I got
30,
called
leave me
Unk.
Oh my
alone.
god.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
28, leave me alone.
They
Yeah.
were like these, like I was rocking up at like 17, and there were like these like 30-year-old people being like, "Okay, go sit at the kids' table over there." I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right."
Yeah.
They took very good care of me at that time, but I think that the kind of the hug being the furry handshake and stuff, I think that's probably aged itself out
A
nowadays.
little
But
bit.
it has, but I think that that's the energy and the vibe of that is still there, where it's like
Yeah.
it is pretty easy to make friends because we do have that kind of mutual connection.
Yeah.
And as I kind of mentioned before, one thing that at least keeps me here is like it is my family and it is the community that I've built around myself.
Mhm.
And I'm here now. I'm here,
Yep.
whether it's for better or for worse.
Yeah.
It's my home at this point.
In a strange way, it's like the sunk cost fallacy, but like in a positive way, right? Where it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
exactly.
I have put so much of my life and time into this that I couldn't get out of it if I tried. You know, like, and not that
Yeah,
I want to.
exactly.
It's like I am just so like ingratiated in this world that like to know me is to know a friend, is to
Exactly.
know of like me doing this.
Exactly.
And yeah, like I very much like consider a lot of my like closest friends, like furry friends, family. Like Zap's my fucking shitty older sister who hates me. You know, like um, yeah, like I really get that. I really get that
Yeah,
sentiment.
exactly. Pretty much connection is the main thing that keeps
Yeah,
me here. I think
that's
the family
really
thing.
has been the like theme of this episode, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I love when that happens, like naturally, like sometimes the theme of the episode will just show itself. Well, Sky, with all this being said, and all the discussions we've had now about like our histories and about how it feels to currently do what we do in the present, what do you think you'd like to do from here? Like, what do you see yourself wanting to do, and like, what would you say your future goals are? What's
Well,
your
I
5-year
have
plan, Sky?
no, fuck, don't even ask me that. I have no idea. Probably just keep doing what I'm doing for the minute until I can't do it anymore.
That's
That's
our
pretty
True.
much
2-week
the
plan,
plan.
okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
real.
pretty much it. I got the 2-week plan.
And I guess what would
But
you
no, I
like to
wanna
do? What are your wants?
I'm starting I'm the next thing that's on my to-do list at least, like the next kind of cool thing that I'm going towards is I'm hopefully doing a partnership with Creality soon, and they're going to send me a 3D scanner, they say. So
Whoa,
they say.
sick. So
And
they
what I
say.
want to do is I want to scan some of the heads I've made out of foam and then take them into 3D modeling software and use them to then create a base because I'm not particularly good at 3D modeling. But I'm really good at making like carving fursuit bases by hand.
Yeah.
So I figure I can take the fursuit bases and then put them into 3D space and tidy them up with the
Yeah.
knowledge that I've gained from practicing 3D modeling. And then I can start casting bases, basically
Sick.
archiving all of my hand carved.
Yeah.
So if
you're
somebody
making, like,
goes,
again, talking about like digital archives, making
yeah. So it's very, very
digital
similar.
archive
So
of your
if
crafts.
exactly, and I think that sometimes, at least for me, I'll make a head base and I'll go, "Oh, I really like that," and then I'll ferret, and I'm like, "Why does it look like shit now?" Um, like I just won't like it. So,
That's how I
but
feel when I do
sometimes
the flat colors of like
exactly,
a sketch, and I'm like, wow, why does it
it's
actually
not
look awful?
dissimilar, and it's like, okay, if I make a head base and I'm like, I don't know, but I'll ferret and I'll be like, "Oh my god, this looks great." At least then I'll still have a copy basically of
Yeah.
that foam head base. So that's what I kind of want to do, and then I can at least then start using that to create heads faster. That's always nice because the carving usually takes like a day or two.
Did we mention that? Did we mention that Zap's head is 3D printed?
Yeah, they mentioned the 3D
Yeah.
printed parts.
So
Yeah,
like
I
the whole
She's
skull.
so
yeah.
heavy. You compare
It's
her like
really?
Zap's head. Like I tried it on once, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's so heavy." She tried on Ren, and she's like, "Wow, it's so light." And
You're
I'm
gonna
like, "Yeah,
fly
because I
away
made
putting this.
Go the
yeah,
fly away.
because Ren's got no brain in there. Like there's nothing
No
there.
thoughts, head empty,
No
but
thoughts.
I prefer foam casted to 3D printed just
Yeah.
because it's less likely to shatter, it's less likely to warp with heat as well if you, like, leave it in a
Oh,
hot car.
it's like soft PLA 3D printed.
Oh,
Like
you've,
There's a squishy.
TPU.
CPU, thank you.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
I'm
so weird.
waiting.
I like
I
it.
I
like
need to
it's
wait.
like mesh.
I was chatting with another maker, and I was like, "Nope, I need to wait at least, like, 5 years. I need to see how these suits hold up because I like my suits to last, like, at least
Interesting.
the better half of
Yeah.
a decade, and I don't know how TPU is gonna age with things like water and sweat and moisture and,
Well,
like,
she's
different
fallen in a
climates."
she's fallen in a pool. She's fallen
He
in a
has
pool
fallen in a
before.
pool. Oh my god, do I have? I'll have to find some photos of that.
Hot
Zap fell in a
plum.
pool.
I've gone swimming in suit before.
I thought I was gonna die.
But yeah, besides the 3D scanning, thematically, I might be starting a podcast of my own.
Oh, what about?
Gasp. It's you're gonna have to check because I might not be able to say anything yet. But
I
because
trust
it's
you.
not just with me, it's with Kiki Chaos
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So we're getting the
Um,
inside scoop. We won't.
yeah,
Ooh.
I will double check. I will ask Kiki if it's fine if I mention it.
Yeah, I can
'Cause
always cut it.
obviously
I
it's
can
not
always cut
just it's not just my project, so I
it.
don't
Yeah, feel
want to
free to let them
just
know that I can cut it as well.
Yes,
Like, it's
I
totally
will. I will ask. But I might be doing a podcast with them, and it's not going to necessarily be like a fursuit making podcast, but it's going to be we kind of just wanted to we kind of get along and we can kind of hold a conversation in a really
Yeah.
nice way, and we just kind of want to yap about things. It's going to be pretty much talking about anything furry, but we do have a
Yeah.
name.
Oh, are you allowed to
So
spill?
I think I'll tell you guys if this is Kiki's blessing. So if
Yeah.
Kiki says it's fine, then it's fine. But the working title at the moment is Pins and Paws.
Cute. Cute.
We've
Love
got
that.
some logos working at the moment with color schemes and getting
Amazing.
the branding going,
Yeah.
and we'll have to figure out the thumbnail. That's going to be
Well, if
annoying.
you ever need some guests.
I know. We don't know. We're not sure
Crossover.
if it's going to be like
Yeah.
a guesty podcast or
Yeah.
it's just. I think it may end up just being a yapping podcast
Yeah,
and like
totally.
a.
That would
'Cause
be
we're
really funny
talking
though to
about
do a
this.
crossover episode.
I
We've thought
know.
about reaching out. This might be cut. We've thought about reaching out to Barkcast.
Oh yeah,
And talking to them, being like, "Hey, what about a crossover episode?"
do it. And the worst they'll do is say no or
Exactly
say
right.
nothing.
Yeah, totally.
So it's fine. But yeah, so that's also on the card. So we've been
Yeah,
slowly
super
chipping
cool.
away at that and seeing
Well, if you need
coming up
any
with
help or tips, like, feel free to
yeah.
reach out.
I mean, I mentioned Candid Kennel as a name that you guys came up with that was really good, and they were like, "Damn, that is really good.
Zap came up with that.
It's really good.
I'm good at
It's really
naming
Yeah.
good."
shit. I'm good
I
at
And
love
naming
Zap, you want
it.
to know
shit.
something else? You want to know something else?
What?
Zap named my last EP.
Love that.
Zap named it Heads and Tails, and I was like, "Fuck, that's so
That's gotta
good."
be.
Did I also
Gotta
name?
be.
Did I
Dog
also
Days?
name
No,
the fur meat? No, the fur
no.
meat.
Oh, Pause. Yes, you did. You did name it Pause.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm
Goddamn.
good at this
Dog
shit.
Days was mine, but that Dog Days came from. Here's another little inside scoop. The name of my album came from a. I can actually. I believe it was 2022 because I recently archived it. I made a furry comic in 2022 called Dog Days, and I never finished it. It just became like a retired project, but I loved the name, and it still felt like there was
It
like
is a good name.
there was something still left in there. And then when I started
Yeah.
like writing these songs, that I was like, I'm not sure if this is ever going to become anything. And then I realized that I'm like, oh my god, wait, this is an album, and I need to produce it. And if I don't produce it, I'm gonna scream. It was fully like I talk about that in like the liner notes of the album, that like this was very much like a monster that I had to like exercise. Like I had to get it out of my system. It was one of those things where like it kept screaming at me, being like, make me, or I'm going to force you to make me. And I'm like,
I
okay,
love that.
okay,
Those are the best
okay.
projects.
Like I weirdly felt so like I almost felt possessed by this thing that I'm like, oh no, I have to make this. And yeah, so I ended up like using the name from that old comic.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's good. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I'm heading next anyway.
That's so exciting. Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
I'm so excited for us to
Well,
have this entire conversation just bleeped the whole time because we can't talk about it.
I know,
We'll
right?
see.
I mean, we'll
We'll
see.
see.
I'll
We'll see.
ask.
10-minute
I'll ask
segment of
Nikki
the
in the
podcast
morning.
that's bleeped the whole time.
Well,
I'll
the
ask
podcast is long
Kiki in the
enough that
morning.
like even if you don't end up like if we don't end up including this, I'll just cut it and then we'll just cut to the end part.
We'll have plenty. There's plenty.
Yeah, there's plenty.
There's 3 hours of
Um,
recording. You'll be fine.
Well, with that being said, I think it's time we close up, gang. Sky, thank you so much for being on the podcast and chatting with
Thank you
us.
for having me.
This has been such a fun episode. I can't wait for people to listen to this and listen to all the insight that you had. But something that we do on every episode, just to close ourselves out, is to give a little shout outs to organizations, to people, to really anything. It could be the bus driver who stopped early to make sure that you got on the bus, whatever. Just because we love sharing the love. Do you have anyone in particular you'd like to shout out, Sky?
Well, I think if the shout out, it would probably be Steak because I think that their work
Hell
deserves
yeah.
more attention. And yeah, do you guys give shout outs as well?
We sure do. But I was
go
gonna
nuts.
Zap, do you have someone you'd like to shout out?
No, because I've been MIA for the last like week. I've been going through it with the new job.
Fair enough.
You're not going
It's
to
one of
shout out your
those-
new job, or is it like no, they don't deserve one?
I'm not gonna dox myself.
Oh,
Yeah,
also
no,
that.
zero doxing.
Yeah. Shout out to getting paid.
Yes.
That's my
Yeah.
shout out.
Yeah, shout out
Love
to getting
that for
paid.
you.
That's based as hell. You know what? I mentioned this earlier. I'd like to shout out Rat Jam.
Hell
Rat Jam's freaking
yeah.
awesome. Makes amazing art. Booths at a lot of furry conventions throughout Australia, I believe. And also made me a cool ass rat. So
Hell yeah.
I have a daughter now. Thanks to Rat. That way,
Small
that sounds so
child.
weird.
Rat
Rat
gave you a
Jam gave me a
child.
daughter.
Then you know what? In that case, I will also add that I'll shout out Hero, who that suit I made
Beautiful.
before, the lizard chimera
Yes.
guy,
Yeah.
because he was seriously like the best commissioner I think I've ever had.
Aw, that's
He
awesome.
was so nice, and with the tariffs and everything, getting it over to America was
Yeah,
just a fucking nightmare
jeez.
from hell.
Oh,
And he was
no,
so
yeah.
patient. He was so patient with me, and wonderful
Stunning.
human. So shout out to Toasty Tort. Oh, I think that's their username.
Yeah. One
But
last
Hero.
question for you. One last
Yes.
question for you, Sky.
Yes.
Who should we have on the podcast next?
I mean, Picari, obviously.
Whoa! Jesus Christ.
Why not?
I might be a little out of our league.
What are you talking about? Daisy's fine. She's chill.
I'll give it a fucking shot. Oh my god.
Yeah. Give it a go.
Well,
Can we quickly smash out the BuzzFeed furry quiz?
oh my god.
All right. Hold on.
We'll do that.
Hang on.
We'll do that as an after show.
Yeah, we'll do this after the show.
Thank you so much, Sky. Did I give
Very
a shout out?
welcome.
I don't know if I did. I did. I gave one to Rat.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful.
Rat.
Thank you so much, Sky. This was genuinely so much fun.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You're welcome back in the kennel whenever you want.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know. Hit up Picari for us and be like, "Hey, you should go on the pod."
No. You gotta do it yourself. Go on.
Nah.
Fine.
Terrifying.
It's
I'll try my
fine.
best. I'll try my
Do it.
best. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Whoa. What a wild episode. Oh my God. Just as a quick little bonus, Zap is forcing us to do a BuzzFeed quiz about our personas. Oh my god, okay.
Oh dear.
Now more than ever,
Ugh.
people have used alternative methods, including the
ask me to
power of the
describe
internet,
myself.
to find their community, and in the process, find themselves. For some people, this process of self-discovery and community building might result in choosing a persona, an animal alter ego representing the personality in a form of an anthropomorphic fursuit. For wearing in real life is a crazy sentence.
Oh,
To conventions and
Oh
elsewhere,
my god,
or
pick a
an
name for
animated
your
avatar.
persona.
That's
Oh
what
my
I was
God,
looking at
okay.
as well.
What's your
Lana
favorite
Del
Zootopia
Rey.
character? I'm gonna go. I hate that Judy's a cop, but I'll go Judy. Oh my god.
Jesus.
How
Fucking
would you?
sleeping,
How would your
bro.
friends describe you?
Well, that's why I said don't make
Shady,
me describe myself.
complex, awkward. Zap. Okay, Zap, you're my
Oh.
friend. How would you describe me? Would you describe me as cute?
Oh my god! All right.
Yeah, you have the cute tail. Sorry.
I have the cute. Yeah. Oh, Sky. This isn't the bonus episode, so it's fine. Sky, there's an ongoing joke between Zap and I because we were at WAF and we were at like a little market, and this lady comes up behind us, and we were wearing our tails,
Oh dear.
and she goes to me like, I have a little curly tail. And she
Yeah,
goes,
yeah.
"Oh, you have such a cute tail." And then looks at Zap and goes, because Zap is like got a floor dragger, like a really hefty tail, and goes, "But you've got the sexy tail." And I was like, "What?"
She did a full like like
Like a
pose
wow, wow,
kinda-
wow.
Yeah. And I was just, this is just like this random middle-aged woman.
Now apparently I'm
Oh my
never
God,
allowed.
love that for
Apparently
her,
now I'm
honey.
never allowed to be sexy ever again.
Yeah, you're just,
Um,
she's just cute forever.
I'm only
I have my
sexy.
result. I have my result.
wait.
Oh my
picking
god! Pick
dessert
a
right
regular
now.
persona. Oh my god. You're a ferret. I like ferrets. Pick a Netflix TV show.
Wait, is it
Oh
just
my
is
god.
dessert? Is the dessert the last one? How do I get
I
my
think
answer?
so. You scroll
I
down.
hate. Oh my god! I hate all these options.
More
Look at the
personality
lesbian
quizzes.
one.
Oh,
Pick the name of your.
Is
Is there
it
a
'cause
way
I'm
to
not-
check how old this
I think
persona?
you know. I think you missed a
is?
question. You may want to check that you've clicked
Pick
away.
a name of your
Oh, I
persona.
just-
Nugget. Llama Del Rey. Oh my god. Virginia Woolf. You could have just left it as Virginia Woolf, and that would have been funnier. I'll go Princess Drusilla, the goddess of hell. Okay. I think Zap picked that one.
Yeah,
Chad.
it's just like this one's
Chad.
funny.
Sky, did you pick Chad?
I picked Nugget.
Nugget, that's pretty good.
This is my answer. I said I like spending my Fridays watching Netflix, and it said that
I'm gonna
like
say
to be the life of the party.
gossiping with
Rigged.
friends.
It's rigged. It's
Rigged.
Now, if friend
It's
gets the
just-
same one, then we know.
Finally, choose some dessert. Oh my god, okay. I guess
What'd
we're
you
alright, Sky,
get?
what did you get? Sky, what did you get?
We put
we
it in.
put
We
them in
put
the
it in.
thing.
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, in the
General.
you both got toucan? I did not get toucan.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
I got black mamba, like the snake.
What the snake?
Yeah,
The snake.
I got that.
Oh, I guess it's a what uncommon persona do you
Yeah.
have?
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Sorry, this is the first link I found.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, this is the one. Oh my god.
I wonder why BuzzFeed went under.
The comments are great.
The 74 comments.
I'm not a fish. Fuck you very
Thanks.
much.
I hate it. This quiz made me want to kill myself.
Hey, do you take
IOP, do you
constructive
take
criticism on
on your quizzes?
I got a wombat. This is a hate crime. Slurping your mum.
Lamau.
fucking wrong? People don't like me for my confidence. People like me for my pussy boy swag.
I love the person who said, I am not a fish, fuck you very much, has a cat as their profile picture.
Someone said, God bless America.
Oh my god. Anyway. This is
I'm not a toucan. I'm actually a protogen. I wouldn't blame the creator for not knowing what a protogen is because of how stupid they are.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful.
All right.
Anyway,
vibes. Good for you, bro.
we never actually finished the
No, we didn't. Let's do the
outro
outro.
of
Outro.
the real podcast episode.
Yes.